I just think it's funny, and actually funny, as opposed to when you start to claim I'm a jerk or whatever. That over the course of 2 days, I managed to play 6 games, and over the course of 3 days, you played 2 turns.
We had just as much fun.
Which is good. I'm good.
I'm not. We had a lot of fun not playing the game.
Yeah,
just,
I know.
Just chatting.
I know, you're females. I get it. I know what you guys do.
No, you don't.
Yeah.
You have no idea.
No, you're right.
Your penis gets in the way of you know it.
Sure.
During my one-on-one meeting with my boss on Friday.
We are live, so people are. This is going to be recorded.
That's
so
okay. That's fine. I don't think it'll get back to him.
Brain.
I was like, hey, just so you know, I don't really think it's going to be an issue, but just, you know, if my internet's not working Monday morning, I might be on my way into the office. We're moving this weekend. And he was like, well, do you intend to take Monday off? And I was like, no, I'm just telling you, like, you know, worst case scenario, you might not know where I am for a minute or two because I'm running into the office and I have no internet.
Here comes your first buddy now. What's up, guys?
Whoa,
Jay,
whoa, whoa!
where you walking here? I
How much you watch where you're standing, asshole?
Yeah. And so he was like, oh, like, what's happening? Tell me about your move. Where are you moving? Tell me. And I'm like, we've never been friends. Why does he think I want to? Like, I'm more friends with other people on that team, and I haven't really shared the move with them. Like,
I can truthfully say, since this is the third
it
time,
doesn't affect him at all.
since this is the third time you told me this, the guy's just trying to be nice. Just telling you.
I'm sure he was. I'm sure he was, but I was just like,
Yeah, I know.
I don't share stuff with
You're trying to be purposeful too, so you know, you get it. Hi, Cord.
Hi, Cord. Dylan's telling me I'm a bitch.
I say you're being purposely obtuse. I didn't call you a bitch. Cord, are you being purposely obtuse? I sent you all those scantily clad pictures of me in a bathing suit,
Whoa.
a female bathing suit, and you
Whoa.
never responded.
Whoa.
I think you're being...
Cord, that was just...
Yeah, it's pretty mean. Hey, look at this new free space.
I wonder who did that for you.
I think you've done a great job, by the way. You made some kind of comment yesterday about how you feel disconnected from society in a way that would probably make you sound like a psychopath, but you also said that you felt like you weren't like valuable for the move or whatever, and I thought, I was like, no, she's been doing a good job.
Well, because I know that I'm going to be, like, really weak this weekend being on a liquid-only diet, and I'm not going to feel great. My mouth, I'm probably going to be in a pissy mood. They're going to shave the top of my mouth off and sew it down by my teeth, so I just don't think I'm going to be a really nice lady this weekend.
My dad did something, because they, like, reconstructed his gums.
Yeah, that's basically what they need to do to me.
You might want to ask him. Dad
Grafting.
might have something that might help, like some tips or whatever. Because I remember I specifically had to, like, there was like a little string in there that was moving around. It was driving him insane. I had to go in his mouth with scissors, and yeah, it was interesting. Interesting little thing. You're being okay. So you are being purposely. You're being purposely acute. Wow. That's pretty cool. So you're less than 90 degrees? That's pretty neat. You didn't get those pictures, Tizzy, because you didn't subscribe to that particular plan of the Dyer subscription, of the Dr.D subscription. Hey Doc, did you pack away the good mic? It's only because this thing wasn't pulled out yet. Unless it still sounds bad. My mic level's a little bit better. So just tell me if that's better. I'm missing 2 models for a 300-point A-lift list. Was thinking of using my hoplite as a proxy for a K2. You say, okay, thanks. Thank you, Wilmar. I'm missing 2 models for a 300-point A-lift list. Was thinking of using my hoplite as a proxy. I think it depends on your model numbers. Because if you're not up to 15, you probably want something cheap. So you might want to go with like a Merm. A Merm. Oh yeah, guess who got, guess who's joined society? Ian. He's on computers again. So anytime you see this face right here, this like gold face, that's Ian. He's back. He's got a job. He's like day trading or something. Yeah. Ian was an old high school friend of mine. And he's made some choices in life. We'll put it that way.
Let's just say that I'm saying nice things.
Yeah. I am, I also have mixed feelings on it, in some ways. But I'm glad his life's on the up and up, I guess. Week 1 of the Grow League is over. Now we move on to 200 points. 4 kisses.
14 months. That means you owe me 4 kisses. And 12 handshakes. Oh, and 1 milkshake.
Such a fucking nerd. Oh my god. I gotta go back to my face. Like, you're embarrassing.
I'm embarrassing? I saw you smile.
Giggling is that silly sad.
that was so good.
It wasn't even that good.
Hey guys, why are bakers rich? Because they make so much dough. Is that a reference to something, Mike? To like a movie or something? What bases the amount of kisses you get off of 14 months and handshakes and milkshakes? Is there some kind of like pre-established measurement? Also, that's good to hear, Wilmar. I don't even know, like as far as like the structure of it goes. Is there like I know you guys are just doing like literally whatever, but is there like an intended, like do you have a list of like, oh yeah, all these people played this month and they get a prize if they show up to every week or whatever? Is there anything like that? Or is it literally just you're theming what people play on a week if they show up? I have a feeling I know the answer to this already, but I figured I would ask. Yeah, what is the math? Yeah, what's the math? I don't know. I'm not picking up the units here. No, it's defined by the law of streams. I, as a frequent stream viewer, know the rules. They get 4 kisses and 12 handshakes. Yeah. So if I show up every single week to the Infinity League, which each week is actually a month, then I get 4 kisses and 12 handshakes? Is that how this works? I, for one, am not a frequent enough Infinity player, I guess, to know to know the units of math on that one. Also, Tisdale, I know you're already gonna, if you're still here, I know you're gonna give me poop if I don't get all that Star Wars stuff done by Adepticon. Know that I have been desperately trying to remember where that box is in the middle of the move. It's currently in the foyer. Because we have a foyer now. Which is crazy. Ooge. Ooh, yeah, it definitely could be. So if anybody wants to move in and pay rent or whatever, we actually do like legitimately have like an extra room. Or 3. So Mike, if you want to move in to get out of your parents' house or whatever, you're more than welcome. We could draw swords together. Yeah, you might have to bring a unit. Yeah, a window unit. We got foyer. Yeah, I'm paying foyer money. That's for sure. Yeah, talk to Andre. About what? About the kisses and all that stuff? I mean, I bet Andre gives up pretty good kisses. He is married. I have been giving people items from the pack I got off Ernie, so people have been getting dice patches. Okay, sweet, good. Store isn't helping at all. It's out of pocket. Is it even out of your pocket? I mean, we've given you a lot of stuff for free. I'm sure there's some stuff you've paid for, but I have more stuff to give you too. I have even more tokens and stuff to give you. It's out of pocket per se. I'm sure you have bought stuff. I'm not belittling that. I'm just thinking, like all the stuff we're giving you. I feel like I would treat her like a child there as well, or you'd force me to actually finish my projects on time. Mike, I don't care. You can do whatever you want, man. I mean, I figure, you know, if you live with us, Mike, we would just sit around and watch Reddick movies all day instead of paint. My painting quota would plummet considerably because we would be so busy watching Reddick movies. I mean, Pitch Black, we'd watch it like every day. Maybe not Chronicles of Reddick. Maybe we watch that one a little less, but we could watch Pitch Black a couple times. JJ Reddick, the NBA player. No, John Reddick. No, John Reddit. Oh, I bought some terrain and a few models to give away. Oh, you did? Sweet. Awesome. Terrain? That's awesome. Yeah, I have more stuff to give you for that, just for people. And I would like to, if I could actually finally remember to buy Arachne stuff, I was going to buy a shirt, or maybe a couple shirts to give out. I probably want to get larges. I don't think anybody there was really a medium or a small, other than because Chris is like too tall. Also, the Reddick universe is sick. It's pretty good. Yeah, I admit it. It's pretty interesting. You said all Reddick movies, so you even watched the animated one with the cinematic for the game. I didn't know there was an animated movie. I'd watch it, sure. I mean, you know, Van Diesel. I'm not a real fan, I guess. I'm a fake fan. I say this as a 2XL shirt type of dude. War games are usually 2XL. Yeah, that's what I figured. I think I'm probably the smallest one there. And then the next up would be probably you. Because I feel like Chris is probably also very skinny, but he's tall. We know you're a fake fan. You're a fake fan. You don't wear double 2XL shirts. People who like the Reddick universe only wear 2XL shirts. Yeah, and I owe Jay at least one shirt that I borrowed, that I had to use at the CB booth like 2 years ago. Yeah, sorry I wasn't here yesterday. One of my good friends, Jeff from Defective Dice, he came up to play games and stuff. And I did a little bit of moving stuff yesterday, and when I went over there to hang out, and I completely lost track of time. I forgot to tell everybody I wasn't going to be here. But we played a lot of Blood and Plunder. He really likes Blood and Plunder. Like, he's a big fan of it. And we were talking about it and how we would like to do more stuff for it, like recording-wise. And I did a lot of demos for some of his friends that came up with him. It was a really good time. And we're thinking of jumping into some of the other Blood and whatever games. But he loves Blood and Plunder, which was fun. And he really likes Port Royal. If you had bigger shirts.
Yeah, I suppose that's true. I just have to have such massive, massive friggin' biceps that I would I would need a 2XL to get my arm into a sleeve. I'm not a noodle, you're a noodle. No way those deflated balloons could get any bigger. They're making fun of my biceps again. Kara. They're making fun of my biceps. Sheesh. Cute panties that have been causing chafing on my inner thigh because of all the moving. That doesn't help, yeah. Yeah, but those are gonna be so hot. I'm you know, I was just commenting on the fact that I was, you know, it was noticing it. I wasn't like complaining. I know I'm in for a penny and out for a pound on that one. Of autism? Oh. Well, that's right. There's two different kinds of autism, right? And anime, I guess it's kind of like furries. And then trains. Gold. They're kind of the same thing, you know, whatever. Or something, I don't know. Bigger gold bond as a big man. Gold bond saves lives. Yeah, but do I want to buy it just for like a couple days of moving? I guess it's not a bad idea. I got some baby powder for you. I got it right here. I got some baby powder. Yeah. That makes... that's... Well, yeah. That's why I have to do so much foreplay with you. No, because of the moisture. How many bits for you to taste the baby powder? To taste baby powder? Oh my god, that'd be awful. I don't know, like 3? a mil? Hey, look, guys, Kara dumped another thing on my desk that's gonna clutter up my desk. What'd you say your name was again? Glenn Danzig. Oh. I'll take your house. How much do you want? Well, you know, so I got a lot of other offers going on here. A mill? To the powder. No! That's not what I asked for, Mike. Well, you know what? It's too damn bad, Mike. No powder for you. I'll do it tomorrow at the store. Don't. Just... Kara was looking at me. I'll do it at the store tomorrow. Just don't tell her. Yeah, I'm not eating your powder, Mike. It's not. I'm not doing it, you big idiot. Kara told me no. Kara told me I wasn't allowed to, and I respect this relationship in a way that when I get to heaven, God's gonna be like, yo, you did a great job.
What? Oh no!
Eating baby powder. Perf. Pictures or it didn't have cord? Listen. You don't even live that far. We've talked about this. I mean, he lives a little farther than that, but a little too far with that, but why don't you come draw swords with us and eat baby powder with us? I mean, no, I mean not eat baby powder at Webway Games on July 15th. I'm gonna be buying a lot of toilet paper. I'm gonna blow it out my back end. Baby. Alright, what color should this guy's hair be, guys? I am determined to finish at least 2 models tonight. Oh, yeah. Hey, why don't you watch where you're walking there, guy? How about you watch where you're standing, asshole?
You know how I started doing those lady curlers in my hair? I watched that girl.
It's been a long time since you've done that, but yeah.
Okay, yesterday I watched a video and she was trying Prince makeup, and this lady was like, take the blue M&M, lick it, and then she put it on, and it was really good eyeshadow. And then for her lipstick, she used one of those like cinnamon ball things that are like really red. They kind of look like lemon drops.
You talking about Red Hots?
Yeah, red hot. But they're big balls, right?
Uh.
Ball size. I think they were red hot. They were some kind of cinnamon thing.
Okay. Yeah, I know what.
That, and she put that
Yeah,
on her
I
lips,
vaguely
and
know what you're
she
talking
used it for blush. And then they used like a regular ass pencil, and she like wet it under the sink, and that was her eyeliner. It was amazing. And then she also had some kind of like mixture, which this girl did not try. She didn't picture this, but the girl had talked about it on the other video, where you take the pencil and the prison toothpaste and you mix it together and you make mascara.
There you go, guys. You too. So if you ever want to be a part of this 24/7, what you can do is you can sublet from us in our new house, and then Kara will also wander in while you're sleeping in bed and start talking to you about just random things that you will never care about in your entire life. And she'll walk up and she'll be like, guess what? I still don't have a Ritalin prescription, so I'm going to tell you about this thing that you don't care about. Is she talking about atomic fireballs? I feel like you would remember atomic fireballs. It's quite a name.
It looked like the size of a lemon head.
Purple. Purple. It's an anime main character. Purple.
Cheap ass candy. Like the kind you get for 10 cents.
The only other one I can think of is a hot tamale.
Hot tamales though are those little like, they look like really
Yeah, that's right. It's got to be a Red Hot or something. Also, Diablo, you'll be happy to know I played against natives this weekend, finally, and he beat me. They are very weird to fight against.
I'm definitely going to listen to an episode. I think this sounds like it would be a good episode to figure out what the name is like.
Jeff,
We should do an episode with Jeff.
do we have any episodes planned this week? This is a trick question.
Yes. It's halfway done.
Swing and a miss. Alright. I think I'll not send in that application then. For the record, the correct answer was yes, we have an episode we're recording on Wednesday with the commander of the French that I've told her twice about.
Oh, I thought you meant I was behind on getting it.
Well, you are, but, you know, that's just a part of life. That's fine. It's fine. Big deal. You wanted to take your nap. I get it. I mean, I do, but it's not because of that. I mean, Kara?
I won't let you eat the baby powder.
No, it's because you told me how some lady could put on makeup in prison. And now that entered my brain. And especially now that I've made a bid for it, it's pushed out something very important for me to remember later in life. And I'll be sitting there, and I'm going to have the 15 African kids that I probably am going to adopt in my 50s, probably my late 50s. And I'm not going to be able to remember any of their birthdays. And they'll be like, stepdad, Sure, whatever. I'm not judging. They'll be like, Miss Primpra, what'd you get me for my birthday? I'll be like, I forgot I got you some prison makeup. Here you go. And I'm gonna give them a box of hot tamales or whatever. And I'm like, just rub this in your eyeballs and you'll look beautiful or whatever. And they'll be like, thanks, Primpra. I'm like, yeah, don't worry about it. There was this crazy lady I knew once. She got hit by a train. Catching up, Cord, Hoplite would work well for a proxy for K2. You get any games in? I need to make an order with Firelock. I got some stuff I can add as well. The Grow League was fun yesterday. Oh, well, I'm glad to hear you went, Ernie. That's cool. Getting everything. What, yesterday? Oh, right. Today's Monday. Right. Getting everything together. Just missing Macyon and Akman, who are coming tomorrow. So I'm assuming those are the models included in your list that you need 2 more models for. Like I said, I would probably put in some like Thorakatai or maybe like a cheaper Merm or something to fill those holes, depending on what you have. Are you going to make them paint in like a switch situation? I got some stuff I can. I also got Penny tomorrow and one of the sets with Udbot on Thursday. So what? Sofa? Not a Sofatech. Sofatech's not in Steel Phalanx, I don't think. Dr.D, I sent you the list on Discord. Oh, okay. We'll take a look in a second. In that fantasy, were you conducting the train, Dylan? No, I would never hurt Kara. I like Kara. I love Kara. She does things for me that no one else will. It's true. It's true. She keeps me grounded. Whenever I show her cool things I work hard on, she's like, yeah, that's fine, or cool, or whatever. She does keep me fed. There is a lot of that. I did. But I was
just haven't paid me enough bits to do those things.
that's true. That's true. Yes, Mike. I have not paid him enough bits to just do those things for me. That's true. Yeah, Dactyls would work. He will be getting off the train, so he won't be on. Yeah, I jump off the train. That makes it so I'm not guilty. It's an out-of-control train! No, everybody run! I'm curious to see what my ranking for Blood and Plunder is going to be tomorrow, because I played a lot of Blood and Plunder this weekend. Like, holy shit! I think I played 4 games. If only he read my jokes better. Read your joke? I laughed at it. I just told Kara the joke. Actually, this guy's almost done. So as soon as I'm done with this model, I will look at that list for you, Cord. I still need a hair color. Purple is not an option. Dirty Blonde. I do like Dirty Blonde. We can do Dirty Blonde. You see the official trailer for King of the Hill. We're looking at 21 more day till it's out. Yep, I did watch the trailer. It looks... I'm very excited. Bobby seems very interested in a particular lady. And it's not Connie. Con Jr. So are you Chinese or Japanese? I am Laotian. I am from Laos. Bobby's a man I can... Bro, I get it. I know, I agree with you there. I've been drinking beer for 40 years and never once that I wanted to be taste more like fruit. The list I sent actually was the second one you sent me, not the list with Penny. If you're doing like an event or something, you probably want a list with Penny. I like to have... whenever I go to events and stuff, I always like to think... I know you're not like an event guy, but when it comes to this game, I always like to think of like what lists I would use when. And when it comes to the 2-list format, I bring lists based on board density personally, but I'm also not very good at this game anymore. So I have 2 lists, one for open boards and one for more cluttered. And if you have a nice open board that you could put a good spot for Penny, she could easily run the table if you roll okay. Benjamin Franklin. I can't believe it's actually happening, Mike. It's like it's actually gonna come out. Like we definitely need to have like a viewing party or something. We should be in the new house. You could probably come over, and we can grill using propane, of course. And propane accessories. When I grow up, I want to be a propane salesman. If my grades are good. That is a very good reason for me to not stream. Well, because it's gonna be on stream, right? It's gonna be on Hulu. So we could probably just watch it whenever, right? There's not like we don't have to. It's not like a syndicated TV show, right? We don't have to like be on Fox at like 10 o'clock or whatever. Would need Lone Star beer for that watch party. I mean, I'm not much of a beer drinker personally, but I mean, I would definitely have a drink or two watching the new King of the Hill. The only like actual dark grain alcohol I will consistently drink is Guinness, because it's actually good for you because of the antioxidants. So I just tell myself it's a health drink. And it's rare. I do not drink Guinness very often. That is for sure. I used to do that. I used to drink it on trivia nights. That was about it. Let's get shit. Let's get shit face. I'm not getting shit face. Yeah, when Kara comes in, I'll ask her. I'm sure she'll love it. Kara has been quoting episodes that we haven't even seen yet. Like she does the that's my purse quote a lot, even though we have not got to that episode in the show yet. If those kids could read, they would be very upset. She hasn't watched the Japanese episode where they go to Japan and he meets his brother. So many good episodes she hasn't seen yet. Let's get sloppy. You know what, Mike, for you, I'll have 2 drinks. as opposed to everyone else who I would drink 2 drinks. We'll see if we can get my dad up here. I don't know if he's like a King of the Hill fan, but seems like something he'd like. Come over here and give your dad a big handshake. I'm gonna give you a 4, so you have something to work towards. You got something you can feel like you work towards. I do not mean to brag, but I've been... everybody said I'm a 5 my whole life. You're mad. You still don't know how to play a video. I don't know what to tell you, Mike. Other people have done it. Is it not in the bits box thing? Alright, let me see. I think I found it last time. And you're like, it's not there, it don't work. I'm Mike. I don't know what's happening or nothing. It's right there. It's in sound alerts.
Here comes your first buddy now.
What's up, guys?
Whoa, Chief. How about you watch where you're walking here? How about you pay attention to where you're standing, asshole?
Come in, Carl.
Yeah, but I can't pretend to know what you're going through right now, but you let go, okay? Thank you.
Thank you.
If you need anything, you know who to look to. Someone else.
Alright, I'll show you, Mike. I'll friggin' show you. I could have just finished this model, but no, we gotta do this. We gotta show Mike where a friggin' button is. It's right here. Sound alerts. See? Here's the stream. That's me. Look at that. That's sound alerts. And then there's video share. That's a set video, not a video I put into YouTube. It used to be on the view. It used to be on the view window. Yeah, that might have been the case. I don't know. I don't really control that. Yeah, because it probably used to be like right here. That also messes me up sometimes. It might be because of some of the things that they do in the back, like TAM. What might have happened was he might have turned off one of the extensions, and it might have moved it. Look at this dapper man. So dapper. Alright, so we're gonna make him a dirty blonde. Kara, how do I paint dirty blonde? Actually, that's kind of true. Actually, yeah. What makes it a dirty blonde?
Because it's like brownish.
No, woman. What, like an actual, like in real life, what is dirty blonde?
Tell you. You listen to the boys now. They'll tell you.
Okay, guys, what is dirty blonde? We're painting sailors, Lindsay. This is for Blood and Plunder. Because on Mondays, they changed it to Tuesday since I started doing it, but since the Summer of Plunder campaign thing's going on, they had a paint night, and I couldn't really do it because it was on a stream night, and they said as long as I painted Blood and Plunder stuff, they would just give me credit because they wanted to promote the game. But as far as I know, I don't think we've pulled some of the content creators for Blood and Plunder. They pop in here every once in a while. But from what I understand, I don't think I've seen a whole lot of people just kind of randomly come in. At least none of that have said anything. Brown in blonde. Nice. That's pretty good. Okay, that's what I figured. Blonde with hints of brown. Right. Because I think what I was about to do was platinum. I think I was about to do a platinum blonde, where it's like up to like a bleached, bony type color. Which I think that would be more of a platinum blonde. Is that what he's doing?
That's what the meme says. He looks like he's sleepwalking.
I think he's just trying to avoid guilt by not being seen.
Maybe.
If I can't see them, they can't see me.
Oh, this is disgusting. It's like a stupid little, like, keychain pendant, and you're supposed to stuff your dog's fur in it.
Christ, chunk. We just have to pick it up off the floor. What you painting? Blonde, blah, blah, blah. Nice, that's pretty good. I haven't painted recently and I've been itching to. Have you just been busy with the new job? And also, you know, being a mom, obviously. I was gonna say, have you started the new job yet? Because Lindsay, if you don't paint for Tim, the network itself might implode. But they haven't been doing the Tuesday stream, right? Because of all the moving. Almost 3 months in. I haven't painted. No, I'm talking about Tim's stream where they play games. Work and school. You're almost 3 months in. Okay, I was gonna say I could have swore you actually started. Currently at a week retreat in Ohio for the week. Oh, okay. Well, sweet. That's cool. Well, from the sounds of it, I mean, because last time we had talked about it, you said that you were at least enjoyed the concept of it, and now that I think about it, I think you did say that you were actually enjoying it. I guess it's a good thing where you live that Tim's family's so close. That means you like for kid watching, you can leave for a week, right? At a retreat, and you don't have to worry about your kids like starving to death. Should be coming back soon once the studio is finished. Loving it. Great. I love to hear that. Super happy for you, girl. Because the studio... Because the new studio is going to be in Dan's house? Because of the basement in Dan's house? Or is the new studio at your guys' house? I just know he just also happens to be moving. fairly close, if I remember correctly. And Tim's in Illinois this week, so very glad to see him. I was gonna say, like, who has the kids? Oh, okay. So the studio's gonna be your basement, and then Dan's will probably be probably RPGs. If I had to guess. Sweet. At some point, Kara and I, we keep talking about coming and visiting you guys. It seems like everybody we know that we like to do stuff with all happen to, or like do stuff with recording-wise anyway. They all live in New York. Jeff lives in Long Island, which is like the weirdest place to get to. Because if you're making a trip somewhere, if it's at Long Island, you're going to Long Island, and that's pretty much the trip. Because I don't want to pay for the ferry because it costs too damn much. Can I have some of the cookie? This is a chunky cookie, though. That is true about Long Island. It is, in fact, the longest island. Yeah. It's gonna happen at some point, Lindsay. It's just been... It's definitely been chaotic because of the move. And also the business buy is happening in October. There's like a date to it now. So, I'm trying. Yeah, we've been. Us. Yeah, we've been working together on a team on this one. I gotta give Kara mad props on that one. Yeah, it's been trying to save money while also doing a move is not easy. Because when you have to pay first, second, security deposit, and realtor fees when you get a place, that doesn't feel good. I would go as far as to say it's kind of butts. I'm sorry if that language is a little rough for some of you guys. Cord, as soon as I finish this guy's hair, I think he's done. So we can look at your list. I feel like chaos. Gratson said, hey, thank you. 100% butts. Yes, it's not great. Didn't they just get rid of the realtor fees? They literally just got rid of. Yeah, did you hear about that? The new law that came out? They got rid of realtors fees. Yeah. We literally missed it by like, I think the next month it would have happened. Or it's like the realtor fees is it's like over a certain amount or something like that. The person that is getting rented has to pay them. That's true, actually. So yeah, the way it is now, that lady that we're renting from would have been the one that had to pay the realtor fee.
Yeah, I'm sure they would have found a way to give it to us.
Well, you know what? You need 2 last month's rent. Because you gotta make sure. Because realtors are just hurting for money. So much. I'd say longer, but since traveling since 2 a.m. That sounds awful. Good night, Lindsay. Have fun on your Ohio thing. Your work trip. Lindsay said goodnight, Kara. Are we gonna plunder each other, Mike? Tomorrow? Can we plunder?
Whoa! Wait till I go to bed.
Whoa. Whoa. Kara plundered a lady in Indianapolis today.
We had a wonderful time.
So I hope you do stuff like that more often, because then if you play with somebody who's not me and you have to learn all the mechanics,
Oh yeah, she and I were definitely talking about that. We're gonna do a land game next time.
it's exciting.
Because she says she knows how to set that up better.
What happens if you move over 8 inches?
In a land game? I guess I gotta get a petite.
You do. Good job.
She wanted to get a petite to move extra in the ship game. I was like, nope! She really desperately wanted to, like, ram her boat into my Piragua.
Oh,
and
that,
then
yeah,
she
that's
realized
section
that
I'm
was
not
never gonna happen because she could only move 3 times per turn. Or round, or however you say it.
Now, did you include low... Well, I don't even know if you actually really got to shoot at each other, but did you include low profile with guns?
No,
good.
only artillery.
There you go.
She asked me, and I
Atta
was
girl.
like, let's read the rule, and I
Oh.
flipped my page over, and there was like, nope, artillery is not your gun. And then she shot me with blunderbusses, and I was like, I don't know if blunderbusses could reach me, but we'll just say they can.
Why would they be able to reach you?
Because I had just shot her with muskets, and I didn't want to be like, oh, well. I didn't know what the range was. We didn't have books. You had all the books with you.
Oh, they're in my backpack.
Well, I did come down here and look, but you were sleeping, and I didn't see your backpack.
It's probably in the car. Yeah, I think it's in the truck.
And I didn't want to keep her waiting too long. We'd already played a bunch without rules, so I was just like, whatever. We just kind of were making it happen.
These guys are cute.
So next time, I'll just make sure that when I'm playing with her, I have the book that will, take away from her. Because I was like, I definitely know, like, there is a chart for this in the book. I'm not the one usually looking at it, but I know it exists in one of the 3 rule books we own. She said she's gonna play Port Royal for the first time this week.
Port Royal's good.
Yeah, I told her, she likes to make up stories, so I said you're gonna love Port
you're
Royal.
gonna love
I was like,
Port Royal.
because then you'll have backstory, you're gonna have wonderful. Like, she's like, couldn't get through turns because she was so into making up backstories. It was great.
6 a.m. and already the boy ain't right.
Yeah, she'll do great. That I have no doubt. And she is the sister of the guy who was in charge of the pirates.
Yeah.
So she's pretty cool. I gotta give her credit.
Very, very cool.
It's much more of like an actual like
She,
gamer.
Yeah, she definitely like found her way to model gaming on her own.
Yeah, for
And
kind of
her and her
obliquely.
brother were like, wait, what? You do this too?
And she's a bartender. It's crazy. I heard it was Fleet Week on this stream. Fleet Week? I don't know what that is, but yeah, I'm in.
We got a lot in our fleet. We're getting quite the armada.
Yeah, we do have quite the armada. I have to try and finish this frigate. It's gonna be impossible to see, but like over there. I gotta finish that thing before Nova. So after we move, I'll have 2 weeks, right? Because Nova's the end of end of next month. So I got 2 months. Okay, so I got like 2-ish months.
I recently looked at that timeline. I was like, oh.
Yeah,
I
it's-
finished everything I started.
It's
Like I might finish this before the move.
all you have to do is finish the boxes.
And touch things up.
You could do that in a single night.
I could.
We should be trying to practice for that, too. Playing against natives is different, Mike. I'm going to tell you right now, don't shoot all your guns. You have to make sure you have some bullets in the can if they come running at you, because you're really going to want a defensive fire. So if you don't know that rule, you might want to look it up. That is the only way you can defend yourself against a native charge. I heard a lot of sailors were getting done. I'm hoping so. I'm hoping at least 2 of them tonight. And then maybe a couple bucks. A couple of my English buccaneers. Some bucky boys. I don't have their wives, though. Buccaneer. Buccaneer's wife. I suppose you could, when I'm in my outfit, you are. Sheesh. You got a pistol bandolier. That helps. Yeah, I have learned that the English version... Carol tried to interrupt me there. I heard her. She took a breath and she was going to say something. The English version of what the Interplug are, the Forlorn Hope, they're bad. They're just way too expensive. They're just not good. As much as I want them to be good, they are not good. And I'm just gonna run Interplug. Not a unit. Yeah. Apparently that is like an old like English thing. Is apparently if they ever felt like it was something that they could never win, they would make a specific group of people that would charge the enemy commander to try and kill him, which created the Forlorn Hope that they would get out, and that's why they're called that. It was an old like boat thing.
You're even less of a human. You're in charge of dying first.
Well, it's a volunteer thing. I've got to put. don't give up secrets. Natives are. It's interesting because they really have to fight so much differently than the Europeans. Like they're very terrain dependent, obviously, which I think obviously makes sense. What else? They're very. Their morale tends to not be as good, just because it even says it in the book that the natives weren't interested in dying in like prolonged combats over stuff that they didn't really care about. So like they didn't really think of like holding ground as much as like Europeans do. So their morale values tend to be a little bit lower, but all their stats are real good. So it's kind of weird how they are really good for their points, but I feel like it's one of those factions that could quickly dismantle if you lose a few key pieces and a couple bad rolls. Like I feel like they're very dependent on not necessarily rolling good all the time, but you notice the bad dice spikes more. Like, I got crushed pretty bad. I didn't bring a particularly fantastic list per se. Because, again, I really like the Forlorn Hope concept, but 7 points a model for what you get. Because most of the natives, you're going to be saving from gunshots on, like, 5s and 6s and stuff. Forlorn Hope, only save on 7 for a 7-point model is really not good. And it might be forgivable if their other stats were a little bit better, or if they had like more rules that helped them do certain things, but the freebooters have almost the same exact rules. And they are cheaper, but they don't get explosives. And I keep wanting to think that having grenades and stuff is a bit of an advantage. Maybe it is on boat, and maybe it is in boat games a little bit more. But in order to get 2 guys with explosives, you have to buy 8 dudes at 8 times 7. You figure you're running around before any upgrades or anything, which they don't really have a ton of upgrades per se, but You get the explosives for free, and you're running around at 47 points like that. Like that's already like a fourth of your list for 8 guys. It's like, e. So I think Enterplogue are better. Their fight value's better. Their save is better. They still get explosives. And their morale is better, and they're cheaper. So I don't know how to explain that. Because Mike, Enterplogue are 6 points a model, right? The only difference is that they don't have a rifle compared to the Forlorn Hope. But they can get blunderbusses, which is pretty good. Because I'm pretty sure they're 6. If Enterplogue are 6, then Forlorn Hope are horrendously overpriced. And I was hoping that with the Army special rules, maybe that kind of balanced it out a little bit, but I don't. I've tried them enough times for me to be like, I just don't think it works. I don't think the math works. And Enterplogue are at least in the English Buccaneer things. You trying to show me something? What is it?
It's a brownie pan that has stuff in the middle of it to make all brownies the edges.
That's funny.
Awesome.
I was about to start pulling jokes out that we've been telling all weekend. You know how guys know how it is, right? When you start making bits. But all weekend, me and a guy named Kevin, he's like Jeff's best friend. Every single time anything would happen, we'd look at each other and be like, "Yo, dude, that's so effing sick!" So she showed me that pan, and I was about to say that. She wouldn't have got it. Any more than me just shouting whatever random thing. She'd have been like, "Oh, that's Dylan. You know how he likes to shout out stuff."
I hate my friends, I hate school, but most of all, I hate you. Hate the smile on your face, and I hate that I miss you. Hate the sunrise, hate the sunset, hate that things ain't
Sir,
gotten
you
better
can't
yet.
enter the United Nations with that weapon.
It's all right, soldier. Mr. Sampson is my bodyguard.
Just the same, Doctor. No weapons allowed. I'll have to confiscate.
Go ahead. Take it from me.
Mike's holding out on me. I asked him a question and he's just ignoring me. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Excellent. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. And then holding, the Hella and Wyoming Tahiti or whatever his name is, yeah. The Legos he wants to buy. wasting all your... You know, I will say, people have tried to tempt me with the ring since I've been trying to save money. Like somebody, like Painter J, messaged me like last week, and he's like, "Hey, I'm ordering stuff from this website. Do you want anything?" Never heard of this website. And it was like a bunch of like female models, and some and Bonnie was in it. So she was like, "Do you want these models for your pirate game?" And I sat there and I thought to myself, like, I could just buy it to buy it. They don't look good. They were like okay. I'd be like, "Oh, I'll buy this. I'll give it to Kara. She'll think it's cute or whatever."
My immediate response to that is how many hotties we have of those like military names for you to take. Like that's my first immediate response. Like, don't buy
It would have
hot
been.
babes.
It would have been for this though.
Yeah, no, I know.
Yeah, I'm not buying hot babe models. That's for sure. Jeff and I did talk. He wants to do Blood and Valor. Well, he wants to do all the Blood and whatever games. And me and him were talking, and I think me and him are gonna do some themed Lawrence of Arabia stuff for Blood and Valor. So that'll be kind of cool. World War One.
That sounds fancy.
So eventually, I'll probably start painting Egyptian British with Egyptian tribes.
Nice.
You know, 'cause that's what happened.
That makes me think of the hottie Egyptian helper in the Mummy.
Kinda, yeah. I was ignoring you while trying to watch King of the Hill clips. What did I say? How expensive are Enter Plogue? We were talking about game balance. I am ordering drugs from the dark web. Do you want any, Dylan? Can you give me some of that special baby powder? That nose baby powder? Yeah, I need the gold bond. Yeah, you got that gold bond. You got gold bond, yo.
The gold bond has like menthol in it, right? Like if you dip that, it'd be like
Just like
intense. Yeah.
burn my brain. It burns. Don't give us secrets. I was ignoring. I am ordering drugs. World War One. Can I play as mustard gas in the wind? That is something you can do. Yes, you can do mustard gas barrages. Is there a Wahhabi faction? I don't know what that means, Chris. You know I don't know what that means. You know that. I'm good with history, but I'm only 33, Chris. You're like, I don't know. It's probably some like ice. Or not Ice, Wind, and Fire. What is that band called? What's the band called, Kara? Ice, Wind, and Fire? Or Earth, Wind, and Fire? It's probably some like reference to that or some crap. It's a conservative, pure botanical branch of Sunni Islam originating in the 18th century with Muhammad. Blah, 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 blah. Is this part of the Ottoman Empire? If it's the Ottoman Empire, then yes. Yes. Does that answer your question? Lawrence of Arabia, etc., House of Masad. So here's the thing. I don't know a lot about Lawrence of Arabia. The reason I was interested in it is so that I can learn about it. I know the general principles of what it was. Is that the British government, or War Council or whatever, was like, hey, we need to open up another front in the East. The East. Because we need the Ottoman Empire to fall apart, because we need the oil fields and all that stuff. Which is why they were so important in World War II and yada yada blah blah. But I know the 7 Pillars of Wisdom. I know there's a Sabaton song about it. I don't know what the 7 Pillars of Wisdom are. So there you go. But yes, the Ottoman Empire is a playable faction in the game. The game had an
Earth, wind, and fire, back to the Shire. See you at Tremendous Con.
Sure. I'll admit, I know a little about a lot when it comes to history. I don't know a lot about Islam. That's one of those empty spaces for me.
There's a lot of differences.
Yes.
That happen in one point in time. I am sadly very widespread.
I wasn't raised at all. I just kind of made it up as I went. I just kind of came home on days and I was like, hey guys, and they were like, hey Dylan, you want dinner? I'm like, sure. Like, here you go. Yeah, and then I would, yeah, kind of. Excellent. Comes with the territory. Looks like Blood and Plunder died for other blood. No, it didn't happen. I have. That's true. Yeah, that didn't happen. This is talk. I am talking about me and Jeff very specifically. If anybody else wants to join us, I don't care. I'll play happily. But this is something I planned with Jeff, and I don't know when I'm starting it. House of Sod, are you going to start playing in September? Do you remember the 21st night in September? That's an Earth, Wind, and Fire reference.
Woken up when September ends.
Yeah, you gotta wait. Well, you gotta wait. Make sure you wake me up. Hey, someone on September 31st, can you wake me up before September ends? It is happening. I see it. All right, whatever you say, Wilmar. Okay, we're looking at a list. Cord. By the way, I finished the model, guys. Everybody's happy, right? Yeah, everybody's cheering. Yeah, Dylan, you did it. Look, you painted another white guy. Yeah. The world's so great. Tomorrow's my mom's birthday, also. I already took care of it. I missed her. Jitterbug. Jitterbug. Is it love? When your mom voice is so loud that even your neighbors brush their teeth when they get dressed.
Definitely your dad.
Yeah, I don't know what, by the definition of what might be a mom voice, my dad just kind of had a scream at the top of his lung voice. No, whatever you're about to say is not correct. I'm just not even gonna get into it. My dad had a chemical imbalance in his brain, so it's not whatever you were gonna say. Alright, we're gonna do a whip it out. So if you got stuff you want to show off, we'll look at that list first. There's the Skeletor in the chat. Yeah, my dad was a rage-filled individual. Put it that way. Okay. You sent it through. Yes, okay. Thankfully, my dad is now on medication, which is good. The arachne spider told me in my sleep. Did he? Did he whisper? Did he whisper it into your ear? With all those secret gaming deets.
How much do you have to give to Patreon to get updates for the arachne spider?
Okay. There we go. So 300 points. Steel Phalanx Cord. If you're here, we're gonna talk about it. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So there's 11 models in this. What is the red? What's this red circle? Is that supposed to be like a lieutenant order? Is that what that is? Jitterbug. Jitterbug. Link it. I can do that. I'm gonna put it in the. Oh, I guess I can't. Twitch. Dare the list to anyone who is interested. I want to see. I want to see with my own eyes. I don't know what this is. I don't know what that is. I've never seen that before. That might be a new edition thing. Oh, it actually tells you all the different factions they're in. Oh, that's cool. Oh, that's neat. I've never seen that before. That must be new. Yeah, because Hector's also in Starmada. That's TACware. Okay, so it is specifically... Okay, that's... Okay, sweet. That's awesome. I'm glad they put that on there. So someone has TACware. Yeah, TAC. Alright, so what is the Yud bot attached to? I don't know what the Yud bot is attached to. Oh, duh, Macchion's I'm sorry, he's a doctor. I knew that. I don't know why. I'm sorry, I'm stupid. I knew that. He didn't have doctor next to his name. And for some reason, I read that as Myrmidon. I'm dumb. I knew that. Sorry. So 10 models, 300 point. You're going for limited insertion. You're going to be running around with essentially 13 orders. That's pretty good. Because Hector with Lieutenant order +1, since he has the Strategos, he's going to give you 2 extra like general orders to use in your turn, which is pretty solid. I like Hector. My one issue with Hector is that he is very expensive, and you have to make sure. And he's even a little bit more expensive because you have to usually bring a chain of command model, because if you don't get some kind of violence out of him, you're kind of spending a lot of points for someone who's just standing around. So I think you made the right choice here. I think the Merm officer with it is pretty solid. I don't know the fire teams as well as I used to, in that they just used to do whatever the hell they wanted. See, all these people are just Merms, which is awesome. Hector, if Hector is linkable, then prepare to be happy. Hector's a wild card, yeah, so that's great. Chain of command is in there because he's also your sole supply of Eclipse. Also that, yes, that's true. Oh, that's cool. I didn't know the Merm officer got to keep Eclipse. That's pretty awesome. Chain of command in there. Dear Lord, going to hear SP hate. Give advice on the list. Expect him to tell you to play a different faction. I think Steel Phalanx is fine now. We hate you, Phoenix. Yeah, Phoenix is a drag on society. I have no problem with Steel Phalanx anymore, because they actually fixed some of the intrinsic problems in the damn faction. Hippolyta, I had access to Hippolyta, and I thought she was too much. The fact that she got taken down to just a smoke grenade makes it so much better. The fact that she had Eclipse was, quite frankly, and I don't use like profanity all the time, was fucking stupid, to be quite honest. And the fact that Eudoros had the equipment he had is what made that faction way too good in the previous edition. This piece of shit ruined the game for me. I'll be quite honest. I hated this model. Eudoros was the worst thing in the game. It made the game worse by existing. So as far as like Atalania goes, you say she's nuts. I mean, she's always been good. The biggest issue with Atalanta is she lives and dies on gun. If she does not roll well on the TR reaction on the sniper and she gets hit, she dies. And then you're out. 41 points. Which is, you know, crazy. See, I don't think they got worse at all, just a different place. I didn't say they were worse. I just said now that they're not egregiously making the game worse, is all I'm saying. They made the game worse. I'm not talking about the faction. I'm talking that Infinity, the game, was worse because of the way Steel Phalanx was constructed. And I say that vehemently and passionately, and you will never convince me otherwise. So don't even try. Because Eudoros was bullshit. And just thinking about it, I'm not sure if you hear it in my voice, pisses me off just thinking about it. Because it was bullshit what that profile had access to for how much it cost. And every time I saw it, I was infuriated. But anyway, the problem with Atalania is you're running around with a 2-dice TR. That's the intrinsic weakness of it, but you're probably hitting on 18s. Because of marksman, right? So it's great. I mean, the best case scenario is the one thing that Atalania
have a character throw. So completely balanced.
Yes, very balanced. Yeah, thank you. Thanks for putting me that. You know what? I take it all back. Wilmar has convinced me. Your Duros was completely balanced. He's absolutely correct. I completely forgot about the lack of character throw. That makes it all okay. All those games I sat there and watched everything I loved die around me and I couldn't do anything about it. I forgot he didn't have a character throw. You're absolutely right. I completely forgot. You know, thank you, Wilmar. You have shown me the way. I now see the way. He doesn't have a character throw. I'm starting to think you said Penny. Oh, I'm sorry. You did say Penny. Sorry. Yeah, I'll look at Penny in a second. Okay, well, we should divide this into actually like what he asked us to do. Is this list good? I think this list is fine. I think it's fine. Because the way limited insertion works is if you have 10 or less orders, you can't get strategic denial or whatever the hell it's called.
The way limited insertion works is she says, "Oh, I'm not really ready for this."
So Penny's not ready to commit. They got rid of limited insertion, then they put it back in for this edition? So is it the rule where if you have 10 or less orders in your group, they can't take away orders? And if you just tell me they changed the name of it to something else, I'm going to scream because you knew what I meant. Nim 6, man. Ugh. I know what you meant, but no, that doesn't exist. Okay. Oh, so if that rule doesn't even exist anymore, then that instantly starts creating problems. So this list needs to be bigger if that's the case. So you want to try and get to that 15 order count a little bit more reliably. The cool thing about Steel Phalanx is you can get over that pretty easily. I think this list is probably fine. The fact that Hector is a wild card, which he always has been for the most part, but the fact that Hector can just jump into a Merm team and you can get him the special dice, because that's really the only bonus in teams that I think is worth it anymore, to be quite honest, because you figure the level 2 one, these other ones are like okay. I think with Steel Phalanx, maybe the +1 dodge isn't all that bad. The +1 BS, I could kind of take or leave. I think if you were going to get it kind of by accident, I think it might be worth it, but the one list that you're going to come up, the one problem you're going to come up with this list is it doesn't have a lot of surface coverage. So I would even say it might be worth abandoning parts of your deployment zone just to have a stronger fortress in your DZ if you're not going first. One other problem that this list might have is getting across the table, because everybody's going to be running around at 4-4 for the most part. I don't think anything in here has higher than 4-4, other than the Ude bot. I'm sure someone will be pedantic on that. I can't wait. Yeah, so everything's only 4-4. So the one big issue you might have is your list just might feel a little sluggish getting across the table. 15 orders can be unwieldy. It's 14 orders at the moment. It was built for ease of use for a beginner. Yeah, like I said, I think this list would be fine. If you really wanted to like go into advanced territory, I would say maybe you don't need this many merms. Like you might be able to take out a merm and replace it with some the net rods, which I don't know if net rods are worth it in this edition. I know they kind of go up and down in usefulness. What do they got this round? So they're 6 points. 6 points. Why are they 6 points? I don't know if I'd pay 6 points for that. 6 points for an order. It's interesting because all the flash pulse bots are all AVA 1 now. Theirs is, or not the Probot. No, not the Probot. I'm thinking of. Regular time. So probably like 8-ish.
8-ish?
Sure. Why?
Because I need to make sure I don't log in until 9, so I might just sleep in with you if I can.
Okay. 50 models, I mean, you cannot get +1 with Hector. Oh, that's true. Oh, right, because he's not a merm, right. Yeah, then it's definitely not worth it. I would just say, give Hector a buddy, or 2 buddies, I guess. Unless you have another Hector, you have 2 Hectors who share the Hector keyword. 2 Hectors, it's like 80 points. Just these two Chads walking around. Anyway, yeah, I guess what I would probably recommend is the 2 merms team up with Hector. Like, I'd probably make this a little team right here, just to get them the dice for the plasma rifle. Because that plasma rifle is deceptively really good. The fact that it can, if it's the same as it used to be. I haven't used the plasma rifle in the new edition, and I'm a little rusty. But if it still puts out the blast template to ignore cover, and it's still a armor and BS save, or BTS save, it's a primo weapon. I love that thing. Because you essentially get DA that can hit people from multiple angles without cover, so it's also like sort of armor piercing. It's like an armor piercing gun. It's crazy how good a plasma rifle is. And he has the X visor to help with the range issue of having a rifle, so it's like, I don't know. I think he's great. I love Hector. I think he's a little pricey. Holy crap, he's 61 points now. Holy crud, I didn't see that. Wow, that's expensive. I do also have a list with Penny. That's it. Yeah. One thing you're going to learn about Ernie's list is that they're very probably internet built. So that's probably a very generally accepted list as far as like the community goes. I don't want to say net built or whatever, but it's probably something that people are using. Penny, I'm sure, is very good. I love bikes. I probably would bring Penny myself, and it alludes to what I was talking about earlier, where I think you're going to have a little problem trying to get across the table. Because there's no drop troops, there's nothing that's going to help you just like get across the table. So if you bump into some kind of long-range threat that you can't crack through, this list might start having some problems. Also, one other issue is that you don't have a ton of long-range weapons. You just got to add Olana, who's very good at long range. I'm not sure I'd want to use her as an attack piece very often, but you definitely can. One thing you might bump into is just breaking some kind of long-ranged threat. I'm saying that most of the lists you list are things that are probably like generally accepted as being like lists. Phoenix only has a heavy rocket launcher, which is not bad, but I'm just saying if there's an MSV2 sniper on aero duty, you might have to be creative on how to get to it. Is all I'm thinking. Which that's going to be that's going to be board dependent, of course. And that's just because I think the heavy rocket launcher only goes out to what, like 36, right? Uh, 32, not 36, 32. That's what Atalanta for. I know, that's what I'm saying. But I don't like using Atalanta as an attack piece, because if you roll bad, you die. D accused of being a net list user, pistols at dawn. I mean, am I wrong? Are you okay, Chunk? Oh, he's over there whining. Oh, he's stiff. He hurt his leg. It would bother me if he actually played. Maybe when he gets back from playing with his toy boats. Yeah. Do you want to have this conversation, Ernie? Yeah, I think this list is fine. Like I said, its biggest weakness is that it's just a bunch of beef that shoot gun, and you want to win gun. But thankfully, everybody good at gun. Having Eclipse helps against like stuff I was talking about. But if you lose that Merm officer and you lose access to Eclipse, I think as soon as visors start popping up, you're gonna start having problems. But that's any faction that relies on Mim 6. I mean, it's a net list in regards to the fact that it's probably just the best stuff in Steel Phalanx. But that's what people bring in Steel Phalanx. That was not accusatory. I'm just saying this. I said net list in regards to the fact that this is a generally accepted list. I was not being mean. I'm just saying that if you went into the forums or the Discord or whatever, this is probably a list you would get. There is not a lot of variation in Steel Phalanx. You bring the best stuff. Like, even in this new edition, are people bringing Are they bringing Thoracatae? Are they any good? Like, I looked at them. I think I looked at them when the edition first came out, and I thought they were like okay. Thoracatae. So, minimum 12 points with submachine gun. Armor 3. literally no skills. That's interesting. I don't think I've ever seen that before. Is that real? Do they have like literally no skills? That's kind of funny. They got nothing. It's a blank little thing. Oh, the Rakatae are not that good. They all want to print. Right. So it's the same list that it's always been. It's the net listed thing because that's all there is in Steel Phalanx. It's just a blank thing. I've never seen that before. That's funny. I've never seen that before. Oh, okay. Sure, absolutely. I mean, they're Fizz 11. Fizz 11? Sure, okay, sure. 3 armor for a line trooper, I guess. I'd rather pay for a Kappa. It's like Kappas are better and cheaper. I've never seen that before. That's funny. I don't know why that's so funny. Yeah, look at this. I mean, Merms, you're paying 16 points, you get Mim 6. Like that by itself is worth it. Just paying 4 extra points for a model with friggin' smoke grenades and Mim 6. Like, forget all the other stuff. Like, that's all you need. That's 4 points, like, and some. Right. So that's what I'm saying, though. It's like Steel Phalanx. There's not a lot of variation. This is a generally accepted list. I guarantee you, if you went in there and you were like, I want to play with my Hector model because I bought it while I was at the grocery store and I want to play with it, they'd probably give you this list or something so egregiously close that I'm sure the people are going to argue. It's like, well, you know, I've really cracked the math, and I think bringing 2 net rods instead of 1 and bringing Atalanta with the other loadouts, it's like the difference is so pointlessly minute. Ooh, Cybernest. Trinity, sure. Yeah, absolutely. Great. The K2, the Dactyl Links are great too, man. Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, great. That's awesome. That's pretty good. Yeah, because what gun does the Dactyl have? Like I said, I mean, like this. Like I said, this list is fine. I wouldn't really change it. I mean, Akmon makes it, you know, whatever. It's fine. Everything has to be 15 miles to be good anymore. I mean, sure, I get it. I mean, it's an order thing. Hector got a price hike, huh? Jesus Christ, I'm running around here at 65 points. Didn't he used to be like high 40s or something, right? It was like 48. Bumped his points up by 20. It's brutal. All right, let's look at Penny before I give up on this. Anyway, Cord, to answer your question, I think this list is fine. I would play it. I don't like Steel Phalanx because I think there's not a lot of variation in it. But if there is an army that he's always been 60. Okay, for some reason I thought he was cheaper. There's not a lot of variety in Steel Phalanx, but I think as far as an army, someone could just like buy and then play. I think it's great. I think Steel Phalanx is great for people who just want to like play the game and not have it be like their sole game, right? Because at that point, you don't have to think very much. You're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna switch out Phoenix for Penny or whatever. You know, you just like kind of move them around a little. You're only gonna use the Merm ones because the Thorakitai officers have always been bad. The Thorakitai have always been not as good as the Merms. And I do think that is a lost opportunity. There is a local that has been playing with Thorakitai, at least in the last edition. They still had skills. Which is endlessly funny. And he did okay. I thought he did fine. He won a couple games. He had like a hoplite and some like little Thorakitai squads. He brought heroes I'd literally never seen on the table before. Completely forgot they existed. But back then, again, if you didn't play with your Duros, you were objectively wrong because he was the potentially the most overpowered model in the game, in my opinion, based on his price and what you got for it.
This content better be good. I'm sacrificing listening to Tool on my ride home from work for this. Also, hello Dr. D and friends.
Hi Josh. We're talking Infinity. We're talking about Infinity on the Arachne Twitch stream. Dylan talks about Infinity on the Arachne podcast. A Thorakitai link with Hector was great. I can see that, actually. Now that you say that, that's right, because he doesn't have to care. Yeah, that's actually that's not so bad. Even now, I mean, it's cheaper. You'd save yourself some points. I mean, just grab these two submachine gun ones. I think if you were going to go into a second group and try and get the full 15 order, the 15 model thing, that probably would be the way you would go. Because you would save... you'd save like 8 points, I guess. Never mind. I'm wrong. I guess you could use those to buy net rods, I guess. Just to get more orders, I guess. Yeah, it's fine. Like I said, this is all really like minute stuff. Cord, it's fine. The list is fine. Just play it, enjoy it. You won't feel bad. Other people won't make fun of you. They might do exactly what we're doing right now, where they're like, well, you know, if you take these like really specific little fine points and wiggle them around, it'll make like a huge difference. It's like it won't make that big a difference. When I look at this list, this is what I see. Phoenix is going to stand in a spot like an asshole, and he'll die or he won't. That's Phoenix. He'll either kill the entire enemy team on their turn, or he won't, and then he'll die in one shot. And that's Phoenix. Hector with this little team is going to walk up, throw smoke, get into good spots, blow people off the table, because the plasma rifle's crazy, especially with Hector being BS-14. He's not going to miss. You just have to hope you roll okay. Atalania is going to be there for hidden deployment, so if he happens to accidentally walk a guy out on the second half of an order, you blast him off the table. Especially with a multi-sniper rifle, hitting on 18s, it's like, if you hit him with those DA rounds, whatever it is probably dead. Give you some good experience with Steel Phalanx to get a feel for them. Yes! Like I said, this is fine. I would recommend it. I think it's great. I would not complain about this at all. Alright, where's Penny? I have a Penny that I might paint on the stream. Maybe I'll do a giveaway. I have had the alternate Penny since the con it came out, and I just never painted it. It's been in a box ever since I got it. Where you at, Penny? Where you at, Penny? Apparently my eyeballs don't work. There, I think you do a great job on Penny. Oh yeah, it would look great. I love that sculpt. I love that hog bike that she has. That sculpt's really good. Also, X-Visor on Hector makes his range band much bigger in Plasma. Yeah, right. That's what I'm saying. It's just like you're probably gonna be hitting on 11s in the worst case scenario. On 3.5 dice. It's pretty good odds, depending on what it is, you know. I probably wouldn't go like up against like a dedicated ARO piece, but anything else will be, yeah, you'll probably kick the shit out of it. Anything you say today, I will assume is brilliant and spot on. I hate Euduros still in 3rd edition. I think he's balanced this edition, which is nice. You missed my Euduros rant, but I don't have to worry about that anymore because it's not a problem. This content very good. I'm sorry. What's that? I am so out of touch with Infinity. One game since last October. Yeah, I forget how many games I've played this year. I think I've played like 3 or 4 games of Infinity this year. I think. And each one of them has been enjoyable in regards to me with the people I was playing against, but the game itself didn't do much for me. Because actually is a good example, right? Because I played against Wilmar in the last game, and the usual thing happened where I attacked, had all of the advantages, rolled badly, got shot and died, and that happened 3 times. All my things were dead, and then I lost. And then it was just the slow grind of sitting through 3 turns of just being murdered until my until the Moonraker decided to like go off. He put a little Moonraker that could. You won't see your Euduros on day 1. Good. I hope that model burns in hell. And I hope whoever designed that model's rules last edition was fired. It never works in this industry again. Anyway, Shadow Bike, which you can't get off of anymore. It's pretty good melee. BS13's good. Fizz 11, whatever. Whip 13. Whip 13. You would think should be a little higher. Wow. I didn't make you sit through 3 turns. Yeah, he did. We did 3 turns. The only reason that I can remember that is because the Moonraker didn't do anything until turn 3. The only thing that made it shorter was you had a couple more orders you could use in turn 3, but if you move, you would have put yourself at risk. So I guess the 3rd turn ended a little quick, I guess. But the fact that it happens to me on the 1st turn is what makes it frustrating. It's like, can this happen on the 2nd turn so at least I like get something done on the 1st turn? It's like please? Maybe the Moonraker should have gone sooner. It's an ARO piece. What it did shouldn't have been possible. It's not designed to do that. That model should have never been able to do what it did. I got lucky with the dice rolls. The Moonraker was not designed to do what I did. Where it just like slowly rolls forward on its little 6 wheels shooting a shotgun. just like killing stuff. And I think it was like the only model that passed an armor save all game. So it's like it didn't even do everything perfectly. It just happened to not die too. Yeah, it was the MVP for sure. It just happened to be a series of rolls where it just was the MVP because everything else died in one hit. And again, I'm not even bitter about it. It's just like I've learned that is what every game of Infinity is for me now. Even the game I played before that was pretty much the same thing. I forget where I played it. I think it was at Webway. It was a really similar situation. We were playing like 300 points, and the same thing happened. It's just like, all right, well, turn 1's over, and all my stuff's dead. Great. Your turn, I guess. And then I sat there and watched them do the objectives because I couldn't do anything about it, and I was like, okay, that was a good game. Alright, Penny. CC attack -6. There it is, right there. Boom. 28 points! Oh, sure. Absolutely. Great. Big fan. Smoke grenade launcher. Great. On BS-13. Gotta love that. She has immunity arm. Stellar. Limited cover. That's fine. Mim 3. Specialist officer. Courage. Dodge 2. For 28 points, yeah, that's a steal. I guess the one downside is that she does not have NWI, which I think is probably the one weakness, but I think since she's a bike, it's probably fine. Because she makes up for it with speed. So if she gets hit, if she gets templated, she's sad. So she had armor 2. So like a chain rifle would make her really sad. But you got the smoke grenade for that. So it's probably not likely to happen. So when you end her turn, just don't end it around a corner. For some warband model to come up and spray you with bullets. Yeah, she looks great. CC attack -6. Sure. Sure. Yeah, that's a great profile. Anyway. We're whipping it out. Alright, so some of these got updated. Oh, he sent me the penny list. Good look at that real quick. Hector Endgame. Hector, Akmon, K2, Phoenix, Machion, Myrmidon, Adelania, Theris, and Vesta. Okay, so it's pretty much the same list, it's just penny in it instead of yeah, same thing. And this is exactly what I'm saying, right? Chord, like I was saying earlier, where it's like with Steel Phalanx, it's just like you take out one hero to put another one in. Yeah. I don't know. I think it's kind of boring, honestly. But if it, like I was saying, if you're just like, I want Infinity faction to play Infinity like once or twice a month because my buddies want to play it, you can't. I think Steel Phalanx is probably the best option for that because it doesn't require you to learn a lot of like different models, which is a pretty big advantage. So you could just be like, yeah, you know, I'm gonna play with these guys or whatever. It's great, and I know the rules. So this is also fine. But as an example, right, with that net list concept that I was just talking about, it's the same stuff in the same configuration. You just change one model. Because you don't have, you took out, no, Machion's still in there. What did you take out? The officer? Right? That's what's missing? The Merm officer? Yeah. So like I said, I think for your purposes, it's perfect. In regards to the game itself, I think it's boring. But that's what Steel Phalanx is. It's just the most rules condensed models that are good at a lot of stuff. And that's the identity of the faction, which is fine. That's what it's for. That's why this army exists. For this exact reason. And I think it's fine. But I wouldn't play it, personally. I just think it's boring. But I'm also a crotchety old man now, because I play historicals. Looks like Mike is playing Magic. Okay, here we go. Any other whips? Sexy posing Skeletor. I'm going to run through these kind of alongside. Progress from last night, almost done. I think he finished it. Okay, so yeah, we'll kind of quickly go over this. I remember when I first got into Infinity and the entire company would tell you it's not the list, it's the player. As in, the game was so balanced you could play whatever list you wanted, and if you were a good enough player, it didn't matter. I have times I've changed mag check. Mad check. I would say that that's probably more true than a lot of other games. Because I think some of the models in Infinity you can't really put a point value onto because of some of the things that they could do and the potential implications of certain things if used correctly. Combat Drop, I think, is a perfect example of that, where if somebody really knows how to use a combat drop model, it pops up in the exact right spot at the exact right time, those points are infinitely more valuable than what might just be on the profile. But again, you have to make the roll and blah 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 and all that stuff. So like, I think that Infinity, even though I play it and it doesn't like make my pantaloons tight like it used to, I think it's still a fantastic game. And I think it does what it does better than any other game in that sphere. I don't think there's any game like Infinity, and I still think that the game is the best at what it does. End of story. As far as like futuristic gun game goes, Infinity is top dog, and you cannot convince me otherwise. Just because of the way it's constructed, the lore is fun, even though the people that play the game don't really care about the lore like 80% of the time. Because, you know, you talk to somebody about this game, they're not thinking, oh, well, what is Atalania's motives for, like, what it is she does? No, they're like, oh, wow, Atalania is bad this edition because she does or does not have smoke grenades or whatever, right? Like, that's just kind of like the people that you're attracting with Infinity, which is fine. I think that's a core tenet of the game. But I like to have some, you know, I like to have a little bit of narrative oomph to my lists, which is why I bring stuff like 3rd edition Wild Bill, who's not great. I think he's better this edition. I still don't think he's great, per se, but you just bring the stuff you like, and I don't think that there's a lot of room for narrative so much in this game as there is in maybe other games. And I'll just leave it at that. Leave it there. Let that sleeping dog lie. I don't want to get into that discussion too much. And so, here we go. Painting. This is the Morlock that Wilmar's been painting. He does have an updated picture from this one, so we'll look at it real quick. He's starting to shade the blue. He's doing the blue stuff we were talking about. He's using a bit of a lighter blue than the one I was using, which is fine. This looks more like an Eternium type blue, which works. Looks great. I think it actually ties in pretty well with the blue that he's got up here. Which is why I would love to get into 40k again, because the lore of the universe is amazing, but the game just sucks. I think the lore in 40k is also just like I don't know how to word it. It's the same thing it's been for like the past million years, right? It's just got that stale narrative thing. The game does suck. I mean, there's no doubt. There's no getting around that. 40k is objectively not good in many ways. I think you guys are gonna get me to go down another rabbit hole just to see me rant. And I'm not gonna do it. I'm just gonna leave it at this. I think army construction in 40k has always been the problem because it is much too permissive. And I think that unfortunately there are other forces in that game's like the sphere of what keeps that game alive, like you know, the corporate side of it, and then like the rules writing side of it, where they are now trapped in that area of game design that if they were to go back, people would complain, and it would be better for the game, I think personally, but they would get a lot of like teeth gnashing because they went too permissive. And then when it's always easier to give people more rights than it is to take them away. If you give people rights, people don't complain. They're usually like, hooray, more whatever. But then as soon as you take away something, people freak out and they're like, back in my day, even though I started playing 2 months ago, it was better back then or whatever. So I think unfortunately 40k will never change for the better ever again, at least in what I think makes a game good. And again, I'll just leave it at that. But I think it mostly comes down to army creation. And the game itself is not designed in a way, specifically the scenarios, that help mitigate the effects of that, I guess is probably the best way to put it. Because the GW rules writing team, whoever writes their scenarios, is a moron. Always has been. Every single one of their specialist games, their scenarios are so badly written and so blindingly numb to how the game works that the community has to fix it every time. And they should feel bad. And they should also be fired and never work in the industry again because they keep ruining things. I agree. Back in like 3rd and 4th edition when they had force organization charts, the game was much better. Now you just take whatever the hell you fit. Right. And that's exactly the problem. Where you have to build lists, and this is one of the advantages of Infinity, where if the scenario is a progressive scoring rules scenario as opposed to an end of game scoring scenario, you have to build lists differently with those things in mind. And I think that games that are not narratively driven, where somebody can score points based on a objective, which I think is what they're sort of doing in this new edition or whatever, where Death Guard have objectives that they get specifically, that only they get, I think. I don't know this for certain. I haven't really paid attention, but this is all kind of just hearsay. Where, the Death Guard have an objective where they go up and stand on a thing, and then they cough on an objective or whatever, and it gets AIDS, and they get points for that or whatever. Is weird, because now all of a sudden, when a book comes out, it has to be balanced in regards to the models in it, the objectives in it. Like, you have to hope that your objectives are good. Like, I know that was in one of the previous ones. And you also have to hope that the stratagems are also good. Like, you have to hope on so many things are good. And then if you have the perfect storm of all those things being good, your book is bonkers busted. I think Warhammer the Old World's about to have that problem with Cathay, because Cathay was obviously written by somebody who works at the Age of Sigmar department, because it has a bunch of stuff in it that is, like, way over the top compared to the rest of the Old World stuff. And I think that there's a certain level of apologist in that game, because the people who like Old World for the actual part of the game that's fun, like the lore parts of it, are going to be like, wow, GW hasn't made an army for our game for 20 million years. We have to appreciate the fact that this exists, and we're going to buy it, which is going to reinforce this bad behavior. And if you look at the Cathay models, if you look at those and you tell me that those don't look like AOS models, I'm going to tell you that you're smoking crack. Because that War Blimp thing that came out, it's like $185, and if you want to run that army, you need 6 of them. Like, what? Like, Warhammer the Old World used to be infantry and cavalry, and then there'd be like a dragon or whatever, it's great. But then when you look at AOS, it's like that kind of stuff on steroids to a crazy level, where like you'll have entire armies that are just dragons, which is fine, whatever, but that's not what Old World is. And now you're introducing this like Cathay thing in it, where you're like, yeah, your general's also a dragon, and your other guys are riding on longmas, and I don't know, it's weird. I will never give GW the benefit of the doubt again. I've given them it too many times. And I'm curious to see what the backlash is going to be for 20 million years. Yeah, well, Warhammer Fantasy's been around a long time. Because you figure, I think 40K is 25 years old. It's like 20. Oh my god, I'm about to date myself. It might be like 30 years old now. And Warhammer Fantasy came out
2 hours later.
2 hours later. Warhammer Fantasy is like 5 to 10 years older than that? Something like that, because Fantasy came out first. Was it invented by dinosaurs? That's how the rules feel. Yeah, they feel like they were written in the 80s, and they refuse to grow up. So, kind of, I guess. To their credit, AOS is definitely the newest feeling game they've made, and I think it shows. I just don't like... I don't like the setting. The lore's... It's not my favorite. I'm gonna eat a bunch of sawdust. Alright, anyway. We're doing a whip it out guy. I've been staring at this picture for like 30 minutes as I know, I've been ranting about the industry. And nobody cares. There's 11 people here and it goes up and down and nobody cares. Yeah, I know. Good night, love you too. Anyway, I like that he listened to what I said. That always makes me feel nice and comfortable. He tried to shade his whites with blues. I think it looks great. Good job. Red's flat. I think that's probably going to fix here in a second. Other stuff's not painted. I think the non-metal metallic looks great. Boom, boom, boom. This is a... I forget the name of this model. That's not the Shantae. What the heck is this guy? I forget what this guy's called, but it's the Katana guy. It's like the eight Eddies guy. Sorry, it's not your fault. I would have ranted anyway. I mean, I'll take any opportunity to tell people I hate GW. Which I probably shouldn't do on this thing because I know Beards, Ears, and Skulls did reach out to GW to get stuff. Like early, so they could like promote it and all that on the podcast. And I think GW just like ignored them or something like that. It's just like sure. I think you did miss that. I think this might be skin. I guess you could paint it like socks, right? But I think that's actually I think on the model that's supposed to be skin. Yeah. You could probably paint that either way. I've made that mistake a few times in my day. Anyway, I think the skin on this looks phenomenal. I think it looks really, really good. So, I'm pretty sure this is Josh. This is Josh's style, because it has that, like, slap choppy thing going on. With the dry brush. Yeah, this looks like it's Josh. Yeah, I like it. I think this looks really good. Yeah, that skin looks phenomenal. Great job. Here's a back shot. Yeah, that shading looks great. You might want to razzle-dazzle the sword on the other side maybe a tiny bit, but I think it looks great. It looks phenomenal. It looks like an ice blade looking thing. Yeah, good job. Good job, Josh. I love it. I think the orange vest was a good... That was a good color. The orange looks really good. Here is a... This is the Ronin Assassin with a alternate head. I like that. That looks pretty cool. Dinos. Again, I like the orange. You like your oranges and yellows, I've noticed. You like your hot color palette. I'm probably not going to finish the second Sailor now because I sat here and ranted about this. I'm going to be upset. Hopefully I can finish them. Anyway, let's get through this, guys. Okay, let's get through this, whip it out. I'd actually finish whipping this out. This looks great. I like the red and the orange combo. There's no second picture on this one. So, purple and green, great colors. I don't know if I have a color wheel. But yeah, I dig it. Here is the finished, I think. Calling it done. Yep, so this is the finished Morlock. Yeah, Morlock. Yep, all the stuff shaded. The red looks great, by the way. What color is this is the high end of the red for you? Like, what's your red process, Wilmer? I'm always willing to try a new red recipe because I'm almost never happy with my reds. Also, I really think that this jacket is one of the coolest looking jackets in like model gaming ever because I just love how it has that like that flared butt capey thing with the red and white. Every time I see this model, I'm always like, I really love the guy's outfit. This model I think really brings it all together. I think it's really good. Yeah, I like the caution stripe thing. That's pretty cool. And you got like the ochre sort of like non-metal-y-ish gold metallic thing going on there. I like that. Yeah, I think it looks great. Good job. Yeah, I'd be curious what that red recipe is, though. Put that up there so I can see it. Then we have Sexy Skeletor, I think was what I was seeing. There are updated pictures of this one, so we'll run through these real quick. That is the updated picture there. I'm not sure if anybody here needs an explanation of who Skeletor is. He's a villain in He-Man. And he's looking real sexy. Is this from the board game? Is this like actually the model? Is this the model from the board game? Or is this just like some random 3D print thing? A Skeletor I've had sitting around for Skeletor. I realize I could probably use this as an HVT. I like it. It's cute. It's a fun. The blue looks great. There's something to be said about painting these like stupid, goofy models. Then he did the purple on the armor, which I think looks phenomenal. Looks great. He definitely did some like just kind of quick edge highlighting here. I think it works out pretty well. It's like a picture of a dating profile. Skeletor needs love too. Chris, come on. Do you think he was actually after the lady that was in He-Man's castle? Whatever. What was her name? Like Greymane or whatever. Burnt red by AK as a base. Yep. Blood red by scale 75. Antares red. I think Antares red is a really good color. I haven't used it in a long time, but I think it's a really good red. More matte red is fine. Then just a mix of red and orange for the highlights with orange for the extreme highlights. Yeah. Yeah, I think it looks great. I don't know. I noticed that if the depth of the red is not there, it doesn't look right. Because then it just turns into orange. But I think you nailed it. Like, this is perfect. This is a perfect red. I love that. And people say like, oh yeah, highlight with peach and stuff, and I just don't. It doesn't work. I don't get it. I hate how every faction I pick is also red. You think I would know it by now? English is red. Blood Angels are red. What other red factions? I'll play like a ton of red factions. I can't think of them off the top of my head, but yeah, this red took me a bit to get to, but I really like it. Yeah, I think it looks great. Yeah, so keep it up. It's good stuff. Yeah, Sexy Skeletor. Is this from the board game, or is this just like some random Skeletor model you've got? Yeah, why is his Skeletor so sexy looking? Yeah, that's random SDL. Okay, just is he trying to be sexy, or is this just like some random pose that the guy just made? Is he like trying to seduce me? Because it's working. I don't think do the pictures of Skeletor ever have his nipples showing? Yeah, he doesn't have nipples. I'm looking at this and it's like, this is weird. I don't think I've ever seen Skeletor with a nipple. Just like, there he is. It's a reference to a commercial. Okay, got it. Yeah, you gotta show off those. Look at these delts. That is a reference to a video game that I bet no one here has ever played. Look at these delts. I like it. There are more pictures of it, so we'll look at it in a second. Here is the Ronin Assassin. Red Mask was a good choice again. Josh really loves his bright palettes, which I think just works. And then there's his bonus swords. That's the swords he's got here. Where do these swords go? Who knows? But the swords go right there with his bonus swords. This guy's got 4 swords. He's running around with his Nikes. Orange looks great as always. I love that orange. I don't know, something about it. The way you highlight the orange always, like, it just works. Good job. I keep wanting to call you Chris. Josh. I just want to congratulate Chris on a job well done. I don't know if you've done anything, Chris, but I think you're doing a great job. But Josh, this is also very good. What the heck is this guy called? I can't think of what it is. I think it's Japanese for brother, I think is what this guy's called. I cannot remember. Yeah, Chris, not Josh. Chris, not Josh. Are you just giving him black socks? Is that what you're just keeping that? Because you're driving me crazy with this, Josh. What is this? Is he just have black socks? With his, like, weird sweatpants? his samurai sweatpants? Because that makes it kind of look mechanical. It looks like there's, like, synth skin right there. Haven't painted a lick this week. I deserve nothing. Nothing! I have a transfer sheet for you, by the way, Chris. I have a Pano transfer sheet that I found while I'm moving and I'm never going to use. Kyodai. That's what his name is. Yeah. I forget what that means in Japanese. I forgot what that means. Yeah, this is the 8-point guy. Cool. Score. Looks good, though. Yellow on the helmet. Interesting choice. I think this might be a little bright, but it works. Yeah, I think it works. So, well done. This is, I believe, Mirror Mage. Yeah. And we were talking about this, where you can decorate your bases with the models of, like, your opponent's army, like the people you play against the most. And he showed this off. He was talking about, like, giving his Tyranid guy, like, a hat or something like that. This is really good. I love that Viscera. That's really good. I'd be curious to know if that is Uhu glue, or if that's, like, a paperclip or something. Glue. This is a very good way to use your old Space Marine models, though. This is definitely not a Primaris model. This is an old Mark 8, Mark 7. That's a perfect use for that, though. That's perfect. That's really good. I love this. He's giving them the nom-noms. Oh, nom-nom-nom. Nom-nom. That must be a paperclip or something. Paperclip's a bone. That's a really good idea. Praise me for knowing what I was talking about. Good job, Mike. Praise me! Good job, Will. Good job, Mike. And the end is sexy Skeletor yet again, as it all does eventually get to. It's unsettling, is what it is. Okay. I guess that's what that's from. Alright, fair enough. I'm no dog, I just need credit, just like Dr.D is going to like the credits I made for the video I finished editing. That is true. While I'm drinking my tea, I am going to skim through. I'm probably not going to watch the whole thing, Mike, but I'll make sure I watch the end. Probably because it's probably like 45 minutes long, probably. That makes this pose make a lot more sense. Make a lot more sense. Yeah, this looks good. I think it looks great. I think the funny thing about old stuff like this is, like old comic book and stuff from like the 80s, is that they knew how to use their colors. Because that's all they had access to, especially with like comics. That's why Hulk was gray for the longest time, is because they didn't have colors to put in comics, just because of the printing process. So back in the 80s, they used these kinds of color palettes so much more. That's why they used a lot of those like really bright Hasbro-y type colors, is because that's just what they had access to for comic printing. And in the case of like the TV show, you know, that's probably just something they were like, yeah, kids will really like these bright colors or whatever. And because I know with He-Man, it was technically an action figure thing first, I think. So the colors were probably dictated by just what they could put in plastic at the time. And it's really cool to always look back on these things and be like, oh, the reason they use these colors is because back then the technology couldn't handle whatever, blah, blah, blah. Looking forward to it. Thank you for your efforts. It's 35 minutes, but I need serious critique. I'm no dog. I'm dog. I can show you a sneak peek of the disc later. Well, it's gonna show you his disc, dude. Okay, well, okay, if it's 35 minutes, I might be able to just sit there and watch it. Yeah, because then I would go to bed around like midnight. Yeah, I could probably swing that. Yeah, that's probably fine. And then we got a Mars Spider. This is something you're gonna see, I think, a lot in Nomads, especially the engineer profile. I think it's a really good model. Getting ready for love. That's all I can say. All cartoons then were really just vehicles to sell toys. Look at Transformers. Yeah, it's the exact same thing. All those like Hasbro era action figure-y type things. The He-Man show is purely a vehicle to sell toys. Yes, 100%. But I would be curious to know if the colors for the characters for the action figures was dictated by the technology that was used for the printing at the time. I would be curious, because I listened to an interview of Seth MacFarlane, the guy who does oh crap, what does he do now? It's like the big thing. I know he does Image Comics, I know that. What the heck? The company that makes like the action figures that everybody really loves. But he like went over how the process of like making those toys. I think it's called McFarlane's, right? Yeah, that was the 80s greatest decade ever. All cartoons. Yeah, the good old days. I can only imagine. Wasn't even born yet. But yeah, he goes over like how technology had kind of stagnated in that sphere because of the fact that there was like certain ways to do things, and nobody ever wanted to deviate from it. And then when he left Marvel and started Image Comics and he started doing McFarlane toys, he would just go to people that do similar things, and then he would just apply them to creating action figures and stuff, which means that he was able to get more detail and stuff out of them. So it was actually a really interesting interview on Jordan Harbinger's show. The Seth MacFarlane one is a great episode to listen to. I thought I was endlessly fascinated. And he goes on where he pays like a few extra cents a toy just to get like certain things in action figures that other people can't get. Yes, that was the. I believe so. Usually small palette with straight colors, drive. Yeah, of kids and stuff. Right. But I would be curious to know, could they put other colors? Like, what were the color limitations in the 80s when they made those action figures? When it comes to, it's probably like some kind of plastic thermal injection, right? Because of the way those toys are, because they have mold lines. So it's probably a thermal injection, if I had to guess. Well, guys, you might have. I thought it was going to be an easy night of finishing 2 models and then working on 2 other models, and it turned into me ranting for like an hour and a half. McFarlane, yeah, it's just McFarlane. Were a high standard for a while, and that interview actually explains why, and I thought it was really interesting. And it was mostly just because of the way just the industry works. Apparently the industry was just very stagnant because people didn't want to like do things that weren't like the established ways of doing it. And he also he explains why his Spider-Man run was so popular as far as the art goes, because his Spider-Man run was it saved the Spider-Man, I guess, comic line or whatever, because they even said right around the time he was about to leave, they said, hey, your Spider-Man book is really, really popular. Do you want to start a new one? And it's your creative direction the entire time, which is like crazy unheard of in Marvel. But you couldn't contain the rage. Now, the only real cost was how much to add to a toy. Like I said, Transformers is the sure. But you couldn't contain your rage. I, yet again, was listen, I have taken a more passive approach to Infinity because Eudoros hurt me. He hurt me a lot, okay? And my ex-boyfriend showed up, and it made me upset. So I got a little emotional. I'm sorry, guys. I know you guys enjoy watching me suffer and all that. Like, I get it. It's fine. But if you were a Euduros apologist, I think less of you. I'll just put it that way. Suffer. Suffer. Anybody who ever said to me, "Oh yeah, you know, Euduros isn't that bad," like, you could bite. Oh, because Wilmar, I guess the last game of Infinity I played was definitely against you. I guess the game before that was also against you? Right? Oh, did they cancel the spawn line? Yeah, 40K has mentioned that he had to trauma dump. There's no way. Because the spawn sale numbers are way too good. And he actually goes over that too, where he thought Spawn was going to be the next R-rated movie. Because when the interview takes place, this happens right around the time Joker 2 is like about to come out, or they just started talking about it. And he was saying that, guys, just listen to the interview. It's such a good interview. I don't know if you're into podcasts or whatever. It was such a good episode for just like nerd stuff. Anyway, but he goes on and says that Joker was the highest grossing R-rated comic book movie, and he was waiting in the rafters to essentially get like a bank loan to make a Spawn R-rated movie, because he thought, based on who the directors and all that were, he thought Joker 2 was going to be this like screaming success because of how good the first one was. Joker 2 didn't do so hot. Hi, Devin! You missed my wild, angry rants. You get happy, Dylan. Isn't that fun? I'm pretty sure it's still good. Yeah, there's no way Spawn is canceled. There's no way. It's like one of the highest rated... It's like one of the highest selling comics out there. I think it's the highest selling comic that's not Marvel or DC. Oh wow, those seem so infrequent. Was it Namor related? You know, it's funny you say that. No, but then it did become Namor. It did become Namor related because of Wilmar. He knows how to direct the rage. I like how you know about that. You don't even play MCP. Amazing. Yeah, I was ranting about Steel Phalanx. I think you meant to say Phoenix, I assume. No. I was talking about old Steel Phalanx and how Euduros used to be the most busted piece of crap that... You're about to send me down this K-hole again. He has calmed down. Once I brought up that Euduros didn't have a character throw, it was also perfectly balanced. I was saying that Euduros made Infinity a worse game per that profile existing at all. And that Infinity was less of a game because of that one profile. That also includes Apalta in a lot of ways as well. Euduros was ridiculous. 30 points for just win the game. It's like, bro. It's Medicam. Medicam, Devin. Oh. Fair, Euduros was overtuned. He got smacked too hard, but he's fine now. I agree, but apparently the Steel Phalanx people are still stuffy because they're like, meh. Woe is us. We're not in the sin bin for making other people suffer for fucking like 5 years. Maybe we'll do Black Pants. And I was just saying, because Cord wants to play Steel Phalanx, and he's newer to Infinity, and I was saying that Steel Phalanx has the benefit of being really good for people who don't play Infinity a ton because of the fact that it's very, like, not imaginative in that, okay, here's a list, like, framework. Take your favorite character, put him in the slot, and then if you want to try another character, you just take the character out of the slot and put that character in instead. But they still have made Merms way too good.
Big boy, I'm trying to watch my nudie channel. Now get along. Well, now where's my nudie channel?
Okay, funny story. Last night he dropped into chat and I made a comment about sexy voice Devin, and my wife told me I was a weirdo, and then she heard his voice and was like, oh wow, and now she too thinks he has a sexy voice.
Oh, God. But anyway, yes, Devin, you do have a very sexy voice. What was I saying? Oh, Devin, you are a little bit closer to Infinity people these days. Maybe you can answer this question. Who in CB hates the Rakatai? Why do they hate them so much? Like, why don't they just let them be okay? Like, they either need to make Merms worse, make them more expensive, or they need to make the Thorakatai have some kind of role. Because they're useless. Like,
easy answer. It's a Carlos.
It's probably a Carlos, that's true. Yeah, that is a good point. Thank you. Thanks, Mike. Good job. You know, Mike, you did it again. Good job, buddy. You're nailing it. You're nailing it today. If you keep this up, I think that promotion's yours. Assistant to the manager. It's in sight, buddy. You're almost there. You know, Devin, I gotta say, one of the downsides of not being in the Infinity sphere as much is I don't get to hang out with you as much as we did. Not that we hung out a lot anyway, but hanging out with you was always a highlight, and it is a shame that we don't have as much crossover as we used to. I would like to hang out more for sure. Zero Swick, light rocket launchers. Oh, that's pretty good. Phalanx feels pretty diverse at the moment. I'm just not happy that Myrmidons feel pretty bad. You think Myrmidons feel really bad? Really? You think Thorakatai are good? Really? Okay. Emitters on several profiles is quite good, naturally. Emitters are kind of weird, right? Because since they don't kill, I think a lot of people just ignore them. Which is an obvious, like emitters have a very good use, right? Especially on a 3 armor model, where you feel not quite as bad putting down a template. Zero Swick LRR. Light rocket launchers. That is not bad. No frenzy. I would like to hang out more for sure. I don't know. The lack of skills is weird for a 12-point model. For a 12-point basic line guy. That's with no smoke. I think the fact that Merms gets smoke at 16 is what really just seals it for me. He can hang out with me instead. We will talk about cool stuff and beer. You guys are gonna talk about beer? That's so cool. See, the hard part of hanging out with Devin is that he's so busy selling, like, cotton candy and doing RPGs and stuff, it's, like, impossible to You know, it's impossible to know what he wants. What do you want, Devin? We need to invent a reason. Do you want to rock, Devin? Is that what you want? I want to rock! Oh, that's right. You wanted a combat zone demo, right? Oh my god, I completely forgot about that. This move. I don't know if you know this or not. We're moving. It's been hectic. it's been really hectic, to say the least. Every day I'm driving like 4 hours back and forth to the house and back. Because I'm trying to make, like today I made 2 trips out there. And I was trying to time it around Boston traffic. And for some reason, 95 out in that Woburn area is just, like that Birmingham exit is always backed up. It's just, it doesn't matter what time of day it is. Everybody's trying to get into Birmingham. And it's, I gotta like figure out a way to like...
That wet palette has more colors than my back after I fell down a set of stairs when I was 16 years of age. Ouchie, ouchie, ouch.
What are you worried about my palette for? Leave my palette alone. This palette's been here probably about a month. I'm not gonna lie. Anything with me instead? I saw blah blah blah. Nah, the rules are just updated clarification. Yeah, the rules aren't gonna change that much. New vehicles for the... Oh, sweet. Add the vehicle rules. That's cool. Remember, none's a link for us. Only chain rifle shows up, not characters, the base ones. I mean... Well, because, again, I think you need that in order to be able to afford the characters. Because, like, who's bringing Steel Phalanx without characters? RPGs for sure. Candy, not so much. Even or threaten to punch up heavy. Sure doesn't kill, but... No one... Yeah, nobody wants Tag Brick. That's true. Nobody's particularly happy on that one. Miranda. RPGs for sure. Candy not so much. Exactly, she's great. Yeah, I don't remember talking beer, but we went over some AV stuff, which was cool. I've heard about moving, so didn't want to pressure. That's good to know. I wasn't sure if it was a new edition. No, it's definitely not a new edition. I don't think that. I think the rules for Cyberpunk are really, really solid. I just think some of the profiles need to be kind of brought into the same sphere. And it's not that bad. It's like, it's not the worst thing in the world. Some models are a little worse than others, but like for the most part, the game's fine. Let's get the wet palette has more colors on it. Pizza, what do you want from me? Calm down, Pizza. Nope. Next edition will come with a new 2-player starter set. Is that the Nomad Militech one? Because that's not that long from now, right? It's like a year. You need to learn the local surface streets. I do know the back road from my office to the new house. It's about 20 minutes, and I don't hit the highway. But the problem is that the backup usually is at that Lexington exit, so I think the amount of time it would take for me to get off the highway and then get to the surface road, I think it probably would take longer than me just staying on the highway if I'm coming from 95 South. I've already started working on it though, Chris, so yes, I agree with you. Speaking of beer, date for housewarming, Egger. It all depends on what happens next week. I should probably talk to Kara about it. If I had to venture a guess, probably like 2 weeks after that. Let me see. Make sure I don't have anything coming up. Because inevitably it's always like, oh, I gotta go to Connecticut for this thing or whatever. So this next weekend is gonna be when the move like kind of happens. Maybe the 3rd? Actually, let's make it easy. Let's make it Let's do it on a Sunday so that Mike can come without a problem. And Sunday I think works better for people. I'm gonna make it the 10th. I'm gonna put it in tentatively as the 10th of August. Okay, I got that in there. We'll grill. We'll drink some beer. The game room should be set up by then. I had this totally not made up work thing to fly out to. Wow, that's crazy. On that one day, it's crazy. That's weird how it just ended up on a Sunday. They're making you do a Sunday work trip? Man, that sounds awful. Good job, man. Good thing you got that promotion. Or the raise or whatever. Nomad Militech the Usher in 2nd edition. How much longer is that? I thought that was like supposed to be like out like in a year or something like that, right? Sure, Myrmidons aren't good. Characters that count as different. They're there because they need to be, which is why you never see any variations aside from the cheapest. Right. That's what I'm saying. Well, that's, I mean, I guess if you want to have that kind of discussion, you could say that, yeah, Merms are not good, but Merms are what people bring. It's like, is a profile that somebody brings good? Like, what are the parameters of like what makes it good? Do you know what I mean? It's like if you bring it because it fills a role super well, even though the model itself is not particularly great, is it good? I guess that's kind of the question. You know what I mean? We're starting to get philosophical now. Let me tell you the biggest weakness of the Myrmidons. They don't have a character throw. That makes them perfectly balanced, as all things should be. Perfectly balanced. A great man told me that once. It's good to see you, Pizza, by the way. I saw you. Yeah, you came in and made fun of me. It's always good to hear from you, buddy. Can I come in my gyrocopter? Yeah, come on in. We can make some steaks. Maybe we could kiss. A lot of kissing. But yeah, for Thrax, I compare the 12 points. One of the most line troopers, BS12. Yeah, it's like such a like a okay pro. It's like aggressively okay for 12 points. But the emitter is interesting. I agree. Having an emitter is interesting. Pretty good deal. Then you can get that as a specialist for another point or two, FO or medic. But do people bring them? That's the question. Yep, no man, eggs are awesome. I have some. It would be a tax unit in that case, not that it has special tools you want. Sure. Again, I think some of this you are correct, but then I think a lot of it comes down to personal like interpretation of what is good. You know what I mean? So in this situation, I think you are correct, but I think somebody else would argue, oh, the Myrm is great because it's like the perfect filler unit, because it gives you teams super cheaply for 32 points, and it also has smoke. Which, pretty good. I mean, nothing else. Getting 2 smoke throwers for 32 points that also gives another badass killing character a bonus dice. Like, you can't say that's not good. It would yes, please. Yes, please. Yeah, you can come in your Eurocopter. God knows if I ever go to Freedom Land. I'll play a game of Malifaux against the doc with only summons. You son of a bitch. I actually hung out with all the Malifaux content creators this weekend, which is why I wasn't here yesterday. And I asked them, hey, can I have a demo? And the way it worked out is we didn't have time to do it. So because we played Blood and Plunder like all weekend. It was crazy. So the Danger Planet, Brandon, I said, hey, can you give me a demo of this game finally? And we were all like, yeah. And we were doing it. And Jeff was saying, who makes Malifaux content? He's like, I don't want to play Malifaux, because he wants the addition of like be out before he starts playing it, just in case anything changes. And I was like, I get that. And Wilmar, this was something I specifically wanted to bring up with you because I knew this would make you giggle. I said, I'll play Cooper because Cooper has big gun go boom, and that's an easy way to learn a game, right? Just play the guy that does damage. Just makes it super, you know, just easy for my brain to wrap around. Fourth edition is supposed to be faster, no time to do it. It's interesting you say that. Again, it's Brandon, so he's obviously a little bit on the bias side. And even Jeff has played a few new games of it, but they both said that it is faster. And that is 100% not me disclaiming what you are saying. But the people that play it are saying that it is potentially faster. Yeah, I think Myrmidon chain rifle units are solid, but that's the only option. No one is paying 20. Yeah, no one's buying the other Myrms other than the cheap one. Yeah, correct. The Myrm officer, I guess is like, technically speaking, like the other alternative. It's not technically a Myrm, right? But you bring it for Eclipse. It's like, yeah, that's great. But that's the only option. No one is paying. Gun, frenzy dead. Yeah, 100%. Yes, I agree with you completely, Devin. But you see what I'm saying in that regard? I'm not saying that Myrms are good. I'm just saying Myrms are good because you take Myrms to bring other stuff that's good. And I think that is the best way to play Steel Phalanx in regards to just making a dumb list that doesn't require like a lot of super deep tactical thought. Where you just think, okay, this is a list that is good in the largest amount of situations. Because you have Hector with a plasma rifle with an extra dice with 2 smoke throwers. It's like, yeah, right. I don't think we're disagreeing on anything. I just think, again, I think we're being pedantic on personal philosophy and stuff. That was a joke. It is faster because of reasons I won't get into. Sounds like me. Yeah, right. Yeah. If there's anybody that we can sit here and be pedantic and talk philosophy for, I knew Devin. I knew you'd be my top man. Anyway, I said let me play Cooper, and I remember you saying that the game felt like it didn't have enough killing in it or whatever. Like the killing potential is so much less, I guess reliable might be the way to put it. And then I picked up Cooper's card, and you want to know what the base damage of his gun is? You want to know what it is? Of the 950 caliber bullet that he shoots? Because when we saw it, even Brandon was like, you can't be serious. It's 5 damage. It is 5. It's 5 base damage. And he said he couldn't, and Brandon couldn't believe how high that was. Yeah, Cooper, that gun is pretty brutal. I love Cooper from a lore standpoint because I'm a big Teddy Roosevelt guy. I really love Teddy Roosevelt and his history and all that, and he's literally just half robot cyborg Teddy Roosevelt. And I love that. I love Cooper. I love the Apex keyword. It's one of my favorites. I just absolutely love the hunter motif thing. It's such a cool idea. So if you ever came over and played, I probably would play either Guild or Cooper. Still nothing on Von Schill. 12 damage. That wasn't an errata. That was peak. Excellent. That is. Yeah, I know. That's why I had to tell you, Wilmar. that big gunna is 5 damage. Yeah, go ahead and tell me the combo, Pizza. Go ahead and ruin the addition for me before I even start. Wow. The player runs him, and he's living the dream. And he can still only shoot it once per activation, but you can get reload tokens, which is the mechanic for the keyword. And it's essentially like it's like an ARO shot. So if like somebody moves, I think it's
I knew they didn't have enough time to cook this edition.
I think, what was I trying to say? With the reload token, I think it's if an enemy model moves into line of sight of Cooper, you can use or whoever has the reload token, and you get to shoot on your opponent's turn, I think it is. I think. It's something like that. It essentially gives you a free shot, is what it does. I forget when it happens, but I thought it was kind of a shit. Oh no, dude, it literally had 12 damage on the card. Oh god, 12 on the card! funny thing is a lot of people ran it on games thinking, hey, maybe it's a 10. Sure, yep. And it went as well as you could think, so the battle reports at that time were hilarious. I don't get gamers sometimes. I don't get it. It's obviously supposed, like, average damage in the game is now like 2, right? Not Malifaux players, am I right? Because when I was looking at all the other models, it seemed like 2 was pretty consistent. Like 3 is pretty good. Anything higher than 3 is like pretty rare. Just tossing his magic on 50 speed. Get in there, brother! He just launches him like a goddamn rocket. Meow-a-fowl. I do think I will try and mainline Guild for the edition. I'm a little annoyed that I lost Bass, but it's fine. Everything's fine. Other people had to suffer more. If I just lose Bass, you know what? I'll count my blessings. Never born. Never born. Lost like 2 or 3 masters or something. That friggin' faction, man, they can't get a break. They have had 100% the most masters that have just like straight up and left. Because they lost Zoraida. They lost Lucius, they lost... That might be it. Was it just them? It might just be them. Castor isn't Rezer anymore, right? I think he's only Neverborn. Jackdaw decided he wasn't an outcast anymore, which was always kind of weird, but sure. Yeah, that one I never understood. I was like, why is Jackdaw was an outcast because of like 1st or 2nd edition or whenever he was introduced. But he's obviously like a resurrectioner monster-y man thing. I'm like, why is he not in Resurrection? Like only. I do think I finally have cooled down on my dislike of the new edition. I literally can't play right now because of Zoraida leaving. That's why I'm losing. Right, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, Nekama leaving. I immediately thought of you with Zoraida leaving. I was like, I'm not gonna complain. I'm counting my blessings. So we'll probably get back to painting Malifaux stuff here pretty soon. I'm actually kind of feeling excited about it again. I kind of want to get into it again. I will say, Wilmar, the one thing that is 100% better, and that's just from me sitting at a table while other people were playing, is the boards look way better. You're gonna get a haircut from me? That's so sweet. Right? Thank you. I cut my hair, or Kara cut my hair, because I was losing my friggin' mind with how hot it was. Kara has this thing where I'll ask her to do something for me. I'll be like, Kara, I really need you to cut my hair this weekend. I'm getting really hot and frustrated, and with the move and all that, I really just need some relief. She'll be like, yeah, sure. And then she'll do this thing where she'll say, hey, let's do this thing at this time, this day. And I'm like, okay. And then when that time comes around, she'll go take a nap. And on, I think it was Friday, she was about to do it again. And I was like, Kara, if you do not cut my hair, literally right now, I am going to fucking scream. Because I've been asking her to cut my hair for like a month. I don't care, Devin. I don't give a rat's crap. If I'm tired and she asks me to do something, you best bet your sweet ass it better be done. And if I'm like, I need you to buzz my hair with a razor, you best get your ass in that bathroom right now. I was gonna lose my effing mind. I was so hot. That's just how you know you love her more than she loves you. 100%. That is not a doubt. There's not a doubt in my mind that there's something like that going on. Flying and incorporeal are so valuable position. Yeah, I agree. I've been told expert climber or whatever that ability is supposedly pretty good. The boards are just MCP boards now, which is nice. Right. When I was looking over at the table, I actually saw like verticality, and I was like, oh, it actually looks like they're in the city. For the longest time, I guess it didn't even really click with me, and I thought about all of the boards I've played on in 3rd edition. You never felt like you were fighting in the city. You were always like in the woods or whatever. So for now, at least now, the couple games I saw, I was like, oh, it actually looks like they're fighting in the city of Malifaux. That's kind of interesting. So I can appreciate that. I thought that looked really cool. Also, I went on a really long rant this weekend about how much I hate Woodrow Wilson. Yeah, that was another big thing I did this weekend. And how Woodrow Wilson's is like one of the worst people on the earth. I don't think anyone here cares about that though. He's not a good president. He was quite a bad person, actually. Anyway, that's nah, fam. My local club still runs 40k terrain. I hate that. Cucked once again by James Yorkshire. No! James, you son of a gun! Want me to dig him up for you to fight? Well, he's the only president buried in Washington, D.C., and he's like in the middle of a church, so that's going to be really hard, but if you can, please do. He was terrible. He was legitimately one, if... He's probably, if not the worst, maybe the second worst president in all of U.S. history. Because of the fact that, one, he was a bad person, and two, he was also a bad president. And he did more damage. I think he did more damage to the country than even, like, just some of the things, like, presidents do by accident. He, like, kind of did them on purpose. It was like... I do care about that. I also condemn him. Good. I'm glad people of intelligence hate him. Oh no. I'm glad it's not just me. Anyway, so one of the people we were hanging out with, I forget how it came up. We were talking about something, and I brought up how bad of a person he was, and he was like, "Oh yeah, you're right. I think it's bad that we didn't." He said it was bad that we didn't stay in the United Nations. And I was like, it goes a little deeper than that, but he did a couple things. Not a big fan of. I've actually seen the discussion on this, Chris. I think the income tax was inevitable, because even Teddy Roosevelt would have done it, and Taft would have. He said he also would have done it. So the income tax was inevitable. I don't think that was necessarily Wilson's fault. I also hate the income tax, but that was inevitable. All three of the candidates all said that they would have done it. So you can take that off of Wilson's plate. Still don't see any new Aqua Teen Hunger Force stuff. With the move and all that, I was going to do stuff today, and when I sat in my chair, I was so exhausted I needed to take a nap today. So I took a nap.
It don't matter.
None of this matters.
None of this matters.
None of this matters. There's new ones in there. At least from the ones a week ago or whatever. There's... Did I put any more Carl ones in the bits one. You see, the big problem with the channel points stuff.
Damn it!
You're all right.
No, don't worry about me. I fell through the stories. I'm fine.
Is you only get so many spaces. Tables! I don't know how to hear no more about no tables. I did the. Oh yeah, there is a new one. There's the ocean.
I don't dance. That's I'm
totally
totally wasted.
All right, then let's get wasted.
I don't know if you've seen that one. I'm a Coolidge man myself. That's great. I love that one. And I'm also working on I'm Taking Your Friggin' Son. I did get that one downloaded. I just have to turn it into a GIF that I can use. Wait till I run for president and I make war games using cards a mandatory thing. Pizza, please. Think of the kids. You can't become a president anyway, Pizza. You're not a U.S. natural born citizen. That's the one office that requires you to have been born here. And also, you have to be at least 35, I think, or something. You know, that's the funny thing. Calvin Coolidge, I think, was a really underrated president because he literally walked into his office, he sat down, and then he did nothing. He just sat there, and he's just like, let's just have a nice, calm 4 years of relative stability, of like not constantly changing everything for the next office to inherit some random crazy crap. I am also a Calvin Coolidge fan. I don't think that guy gets enough credit. But yes, unfortunately, I don't think the income tax thing is something we can yell at Wilson about as much as I would like to. I don't think that was necessarily a him thing. Especially after World War I broke out, I think it was inevitable because they needed the money. Pocket sand! Tables!
What does she do?
Table!
But how is tables a job?
I can't know how to hear any more about tables.
Tables! Eh, Pizza, if you get enough money, you can probably just skip all that. Instant hit. We'll have to sell so many spiders. Spiders. You know, we don't usually. You know what? We can talk about history that's like kind of already happened since it's not quite as recent. You know, because historical wargaming. If you play a World War I game with America in it, you got to use the not the Calvin Coolidge rule. The Woodrow Wilson rule of forced government segregation for some reason. Even though I think in Blood and Valor you can play the Harlem Hellfighters. I think they're actually like a playable thing. Which I guess is a segregated unit. But anyway, I did teach the person I was talking to the error of their ways of not knowing how much of a human piece of garbage Woodrow Wilson is. So he was corrected, and he didn't know like any of it, and he was like, "Oh, he's a terrible person." I was like, "Yes, yes, he was." It is a shame that Teddy died in 1919. And you know what? That's the thing, Chris. That high school civics class really paid off. 30, I knew it. I knew that off the top of my head. 35, natural born citizen. I love America, baby. That's my boy. That's my boy. Racism. Mike, I knew it. I knew you were a huge racist. We are not going to be able to finish this sailor because I ranted for too long. Damn it. I hate everything. We're going to get pretty close, though. Maybe I'll finish this while I'm listening to the episode. While I'm drinking my tea. If you didn't like him then, should have gone out and voted against that guy you don't like all those years ago. What? He was running against my favorite U.S. president. I would have voted for Teddy in a friggin' heartbeat. But unfortunately, Taft had to ruin everything. All he had to do was sit down and shut up. He couldn't do it. Because of the Southern Democratic states. I think Teddy was right when he said that it doesn't make sense that the states that don't vote Republican were the states that were dictating who the primary was going to be. Why didn't I go back in time and vote for Teddy? If I was ever given the opportunity, I would 100% do it, but I guess it skipped my mind. Because I think if Woodrow Wilson was not in charge, and he didn't do the things that he did, I think that the landscape of the Earth would be so wildly different. Because I think if America had joined World War I, even like a year or two earlier, there's a good chance that the communist revolution wouldn't have happened. And at that point, Russia as we know it is completely different. Because the second revolution thing that happened like right at the end with the power vacuum when Lenin did his little aggressive coup thing, I think that maybe that gets skipped because the Russians don't embarrass themselves on the front for like another year, and they have the second rebellion because that government that took over of the middle, whatever I forget what the word was, the white Russians, or not the white Russians, whatever the communist word that it started with an M. It was like Mekochiks or whatever, which I think it's Russian for like the majority or something like that. Anyway, I think that might have been skipped. And that would have stopped the communist Lenin takeover, which would have been significantly better. One, because Lenin's a big dummy, and it also stops Stalin from taking over, which is what causes a lot of human suffering. And I think a lot of that can come down to the fact that the isolationist policies, as they were from Wilson, were one of the reasons that that happens, because we didn't get into Europe fast enough. And I think it's safe to say that Teddy probably would have went over sooner. Obviously, I think there's some what-ifing on that, and maybe a little bit of like extra optimism. But I do, honest to goodness, think that that is a possibility. White Russian is a good drink. That it is. I might just be talking about stuff nobody cares about, and if that's the case, I'll just stop talking. Because we're getting into real deep human history now. But these are some of the reasons why I think World War I is as fascinating as it is, because yeah, that's what. Thank you, Chris. Yes, that yes. And because Lenin wanted to call it the Bolshevik Party because it was like purposely confusing or something like that. As it was coined by Lenin. Yeah, the opposite was right. Yeah, see, look at that. I knew it before he even said it.
Would you use that same white technique for armor?
Yeah, I would. If I did, I probably would make an even more like stark difference on the white to blue. So it just would be a more harsh contrast. Because you know how with the different mediums, with the different textures, you know how you'll. I mean, you know the basic principles of non-metal metallic. I'm not gonna mansplain that to you. You know what I'm talking about. But yes, I would. Chris, have I impressed you with my knowledge of history? You're the only one. You're the only one I want to impress anymore, Chris. I feel like if we let this go on, D is going to start explaining how if the Dice of Infinity rolled better for him in this game against Putin, the entire shit. I am duly impressed. Thank you, Chris. Yeah, thank you, Mike. I saw it. That's why I was saying I'm not gonna have enough time to finish this guy. Thank you for looking out. Curfew. But Dad. And Chris, that's why I hate when you're in here, and then I'll be talking about all this stuff that I do know, and then you come in and you make some reference to something, and I'm like, I don't know what he's talking about, and then I feel like I look like an asshole, because I'm like, I try and be so educated, and then you mention something, and I'm like, I don't know what that is, and then I have to learn about it, and I feel bad, because I'm like, I can't talk to Chris about this, he's making a reference to something I should probably know, and I feel like more of an asshole than usual. And yeah, I know. I use those specific words very specifically. I get it.
Good.
Then it's just a different topic next time. I am duly impressed. Granted, it doesn't matter because only you stream. That's true. That's fair. Then it's just the worst. The worst. My mother is a history teacher turned political consultant, so I was married. Oh, okay. Then I am truly talking to the master on this one, or well, at least the very good amateur. I guess she's the master, technically. I just think that some of these, like, crossing points of human history are endlessly fascinating to think about when you think about like what could have gone differently. Like again, if Woodrow Wilson hadn't come in office, Woodrow or Wilson interventionalism wouldn't have been a thing. Maybe that one's kind of up to debate because it could have just been called something else. But we wouldn't be running around in South America causing yuntas and all this other crap. Like, what would that look like if banana republics weren't a thing? Good. Because the reason we have that stuff is because of Woodrow Wilson. God. And he won on a fluke. And it's so bad. Because he didn't even win the popular vote. If you combine the Bull Moose Party and the Republican Party. Let's go back to Aqua Teen. Won a three-way election like, I don't know, 1993. Is there enough time to do Aqua? There's not even enough time to do Aqua Teen things because we gotta go. So yeah, he's almost done. I might finish him off screen. Like, again, nobody cares. We're sitting here talking about Woodrow Wilson and what Dylan had for breakfast or whatever it is the heck we're talking about all the time. But we did finish Sailor. I gotta try and finish as many of these as humanly possible before Nova, and of course this friggin' camera is just not doing a good job. Look at Bobby. Look at your Bobbies. You'll see me tomorrow, Mike. Why wouldn't you see me tomorrow? Come on, dude. What the fudge? Just focus. I don't think the new studio is going to be quite this bad because I'm fighting for space here because Carol likes to just cover half of the desk in crap. Like, again, she put this food here that I told her I wasn't going to eat, and then she left it here. It's like, just get it off the table. It was good to see you again, Devin. We got to talk again real soon. I might finish him off camera. But slowly but surely, we're getting it all done. I've been painting... I've definitely slowed down since earlier in the year, but I'm still
Hey, where you at? You need a boost, Frylock. Because Boost Mobile has the boost you need. Where you at, dog?
Yo, dog, where you at? Yo, dog, where you at? I ain't feeling too good. I ain't feeling too good, dog. Yo, dog, where you at? Kisses. Guys, thank you very much for hanging out with me. If you don't know who I am, I'd be surprised because you're here right now. But Dr. Dyer. Dr. Dyer. Dr. D is what people call me now. Dr. Dyer. That's my dad. My dad's name is Dr. Dyer. Professional Casual at Patreon if you want to help support. And if you want to help me specifically, do the Digital Nomad tier. Very, very helpful. It gives you access to all the stuff in Professional Casual, like all the podcasts and stuff like that. Lots of cool stuff going on over there. I feel like I want to start writing for the blog again. It's just been crazy. I know I could lie. Yo, dog, where you at? What else is there to talk about? 12 people. I guess we could do a raid. There is a YouTube thing coming to the Arachne YouTube channel. It'll probably be up in a day or two, if not tomorrow. Probably the day after, unless something needs to be edited or something. Well, hi, Bobby. Do good, Bobby. So look forward to that. I think that's it. In the new house, if it works out, maybe how I'm imagining it, one of the days might turn into a battle report day for the Massachusetts division, which might be Blood and Plunder. It might be a bunch of stuff. So. This person's thing is a bimbo. Interesting. This guy appears to be painting a white helmet. That looks like it's in Spanish. There are a lot of female painters. Hey, it's us. Yay. I guess we'll just do this guy. And if there's anything you want us to talk about on the shows or anything like that, you know how to reach me. If we raid, I'm still gonna talk about 1920s politics. If we raid, I'm still gonna talk about 1920s politics. It's more like 1910s, right? 1910s. Anyway, guys, thank you very much for joining. I'll catch you guys Thursday. Yeah, I should be here this Thursday. 1920s politics. I love you guys. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.